Welcome back to Just Off the Plate, episode 42. Coincidentally, that is this guy's age. That is Armando, of course.
What's up?
My name is Cody. Joining us tonight, we finally got him, the best-looking and strongest umpire money can buy, Mr. Bobby Madama. Bobby, welcome to the show, gentlemen. How we doing?
Be here. Very happy to be here.
It's
They made me grow Armando.
A little goatee like me, right?
Otherwise, I couldn't be on the show.
Well, we're glad you can make it.
Thanks.
We've been trying to get you here, and well, here we go.
Happy to be here.
And he's
Oh, yeah.
definitely wearing a muscle shirt, right? Because that's what that is right there. That's what some people call it. Some people call it a muscle shirt, yet they have no muscles.
Well, it's doing its job, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
it's it.
To
dude.
be honest, I wouldn't expect anything less. If you came in here, you
With
know,
no shirt on?
well, unless you did the Hulk move, right? You come in here and you rip it off mid-show. I'm okay with
I
that.
did that before you got here. I did it before you got here.
I should get here, earlier.
What's up, X?
Yeah, what were you guys doing before I got here?
He wanted to wrestle me, man. I'm like, bro.
That's your shirt, isn't it, Mondo?
you know what's
How
funny?
do Mondo's batting 700?
Hey,
It never strikes out.
Right?
What are you trying to do to get that tight zone?
It ain't tight no more.
Oh, man. No
You
shit.
bust out the snake, take pictures.
No, I don't know. Are you afraid of snakes? You're not afraid of snakes, are you?
Nah,
Okay.
I'm not afraid of nothing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bobby, I don't think he is afraid.
Nah, I
of
wouldn't
anything.
think so, but what's
I'm
up,
afraid of my
Adrian?
girl. That's it.
He's
Right.
not afraid of baseball players, that's for sure.
Nah, no shit. There's a chance that you've been almost thrown out. If not thrown out by Bobby, you would almost been thrown out, or at least
Yeah.
warned.
If you haven't been threatened by me, you haven't played.
Yeah, you haven't been hard enough.
Yeah, you're not playing the game right.
What's up, Serge? What's up, Braylon? Sanchez? Yeah, that's right.
That's
That's
Serge?
it.
What's up, Serge?
Yeah, Serge is in here. We got Serge. Let's see what we got.
Oh, Big Josh is there.
Yeah, we got.
Chicken
Yeah,
and rice. I told him, no more rice, Josh. Just chicken and broccoli at this point.
yeah. See, that's it, dude. We got an X. Yeah, we got a few of the guys in here. We got. Let's see, how many players we got here? We got 11 players. It's starting to move up. But yeah, we got David in here. Yeah, he plays for the Pelicans. But yeah, man, it was I'm glad the schedules worked out, man, because I know you've been wanting to come on. I want to have you come
we're trying to
on.
do it. I've been working every night. Like I said, tonight's games got canceled, so it worked out for me.
Man, it worked out perfect, man. We get Bobby on here, man. It's gonna be and if the pre-show was any indication how the show's gonna be, it's gonna be some good show.
Stories.
You got some stories.
Why were the games canceled? You ejected people and they didn't have enough for like a one-game suspension? Or?
Actually, I almost got in a fight with the other umpire over the summer, and I refused to work with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
So you canceled the game. The game wasn't canceled.
I came off the game. I came off the game.
Gotcha.
I came off the game.
Oh man, dude.
So you working every night?
Work every night, and then either I'm doing men's games or we have the select ball where I need a break, man. I'm doing like 7 games. Like this weekend, I got 14 games.
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's why sometimes guys think, but first 4 or 5 games, I'm cool. After that, after being called an asshole for, all day,
It gets to you,
I can be
huh?
a little temperamental.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, it's one of those things where people don't understand that, right?
Like we were talking.
Yeah, and understand that we're out here to have fun. We're out here to do a job, right? We're not perfect. We're gonna make some mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes. Like who was it? Philip. Philip was like, "Hey, man, we're not here to make you look bad. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get right." And that's one thing I've appreciated, Bobby, because you've asked and said, "Hey, man, what do you was that this? Was that that?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I'll give you my honest answer. I'm like, "Yeah, it was this or it was that," because at the end of the day, you're trying to do the right job, and sometimes you get it wrong, and it is what it is. But it's the way you talk to you, right?
Right, and that's it. Like it could, all these situations in most cases could be avoided. They call time, like we were talking. Hey, call time with the ball hitting the guy's foot. Hey, Bobby, did that ball hit his foot? Can you go get some help? Sure, no problem. You come out here. Hey, jackass, you didn't see it hit his foot. Hey, then the veins pop out.
Yes.
Then it's a problem.
Then you get the Hulk, right?
What were we talking about? Remember the play with you behind the bag, and I almost called interference on a guy.
Yeah.
I was ready to bang him for interference. Mondo's behind the bag, and I thought I saw interference. And I went to my partner. I said, "Did he get him?" And he said, "Nah." And I go to Mondo. I go, "Mondo, he clipped you, right?" Mondo's like, "He never fucking touched me." I was like, okay. But I mean, sometimes it looks like something to us. We have a different angle.
Yes.
And sometimes we call it, and then guys go ape shit. But that's the game, especially with the two. That's a lot of things people don't understand. In the majors, you got 4 guys out there. You got a guy at every base, and you got a guy behind in the playoffs. Look, you got 7 guys.
Yeah,
out there. You got guys down the line. You got 2 guys here. if I'm the field umpire, I'm responsible for four bases, and I would try to get in the best position that we can, in the best angle. And there is an old adage, angle over distance. We know how to step in and maybe get an angle at third instead of, people think you got to be right on top of it. But if you get a good angle, you're okay. Like that play there at the plate that we went over. Can we show that today or no?
So here's what sucks. I haven't got to. I will post it, and then don't know what we're talking about.
And we'll talk about
when we're talking about it,
No.
you know. So
No.
The short answer is no, but he's going to tell you why, which is he just did. So.
yeah,
Well, it was a banger at the plate,
Yeah.
and it was cloud of dust, and you could go either way on it. And
I agree with that because I saw the
they didn't
video.
like it, and they didn't like it. And then there was another play, the play where he was up by 3 feet, and then they just went nuts on me. And what did they call me? A fucking cunt.
Cunt, yes, sir.
Cunt. I like that.
And you
I like
reacted
that.
and you reacted appropriately. It was the funniest shit ever.
now-
man.
I'm
I
sure you've
talked-
heard worse, though.
I've been called worse.
Yeah.
But now I talked to a couple umpires about the play. So what do you think on that? And the first thing they said to me, if you notice on the play, I'm on the third base side.
Yeah.
They said, get around to the first. And I know I'm supposed to be on the first base to get a little bit a better angle. But in that play, I don't think it would have made a difference because it was a
Yeah.
big cloud of dust.
Yeah.
But there's always a way to get, and I'm always trying to get better.
Well, that's
I'm
what you
always
got to
trying-
do. You got to ask people, right?
Yeah,
Because
and-
visual perception is the least reliable, right? You're seeing something different than what I am. He's seeing
Yeah.
something different. That's why it
If I'm on
doesn't hold up in
If
court,
I'm on the
right?
third base side, you're on the first base
Yeah.
side. That's what I got in trouble. I'll tell you a good story. So, this is 2017, Dodgers Astros Game 5. Guys, remember that game? Keuchel versus Kershaw.
Yeah.
So- and I'm-
when is this?
2017. Game
Yeah,
5.
I was there.
You were at that game.
I was.
I got a game, all right, and I'm with this kid, a guy that umpires with us. He's like 20 years old. He looks like he's 14, and he's doing the plate, and it's the same time as that game. So we go to the plate meeting, and this kid says to two guys that were playing in the minor leagues at one time, "Hey guys, get your guys in and off the field so we can go home and watch the Astros." They go ape shit on him. So what first play, banger at first base. Guy steps out of the dugout. He goes, "Hey Bobby, I need a second opinion on that." I go, "You want a second opinion? Go see your doctor. We don't give second opinions." that got me in trouble. So then, I was told not to say that no more. So then, I'm in A position, which is no, actually I'm in B now, between first and second.
Yeah.
Pick off at first, and from a lot of times they look out, but he's out, so I bang him. As he walks by me, he goes, "Hey guys, everybody's out tonight. These guys want to go home and watch the Astros." So I follow him back to the fucking dugout. I start saying, "Hey, you can say I'm the worst umpire in the world. You can say whatever you want." I said, "But don't question my integrity." He goes, "Get out of my face, motherfucker." I said, "What?" I said, "You're gone." He goes, "I can call you mother." He's in his dugout. He goes, "I'm in my dugout. I can say whatever I want to you. I can call you motherfucker all day long." I go, "It's not a fucking sanctuary."
You're not living in a bubble, right?
It doesn't give you immunity, Oh, I'm in my dugout, asshole. You can't do that.
No, that's his
Yeah.
base. He's like, he's
Yeah.
on the base. You
Yeah.
can't get me out. I'm in here.
Yeah, and then I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And I didn't care about going home with the Astros, but it was that game too. Remember, it went like it was like a 5-hour game. So we
Yeah.
played the game, and then I got to go and watch 3 hours of baseball anyway.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, that was game 5. Is that what?
Yeah, that
was the
extra
game.
inning
Oh,
game.
But
man.
the kid at the plate meeting fucking said, "Hey guys," he was joking, but he was
Yeah.
saying it. Plus, he looks like he's 12. So then they were like, and then I
Yeah.
banged 2 guys in the first inning, and
Well, and like we talked about earlier, man. That you hit those 2 guys, they're out, but the other team, even if you got it wrong, is not going to correct you, right? You're not going to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
bro, I know you call my guy safe, but he's out, so I'm going to go ahead and pull him off first base." He's not going to fucking do that. Nobody's
Right.
going to fucking do it. They're going to go with it. So you just got to go with the punches, man. And you're not going to always get it.
And that's the thing too. Like guys, we're gonna blow calls. We do miss calls. If you don't know that umpires miss calls, referees miss calls, and in the NFL, guys, they got.
What do we bring up? The Dodgers and Giants game?
Oh, it's game 5, the Dodgers Giants. The guy fucking flinched.
Oh,
And they called fucking the end of fucking series.
Yeah, you can't end the game
And
like
that guy's
that.
making $400,000 a year. I'm making $40 a game. You guys are fucking with me. Bobby, you gotta be better than that.
What the fuck? Hey, what do you get for $40?
$40.
What do you
$40.
get
What the fuck you want?
Well, you can say you are better than that.
But just to show you how anybody can make a fucking mistake, and it's just
Yeah.
part of it, and it's just the beginning of time.
It
You
is.
don't know that's what gets me started. But they expect us to be perfect. I don't.
Well,
But
And I think it's a high expectation
it's a
because
men's league. Like what do you, like you said, what do you expect? Like if you're there thinking, hey, we're going to get replay, even if you know that you were probably safe, you don't look safe, but you can't make it that close, right? You don't look
there are
safe.
some situations
Yeah.
where they put themselves in that spot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if the ball beats you, but you make a good slide and you do
Right.
get around it within inches, guess what? You're not going to get that call.
Right. Well, that's what happened. That Pelicans Redbird play.
Yeah.
And the ball beat him, and he reaches back to tag him, and then the guy slides in, but the dust just comes up.
Yeah.
We looked at it 20. I looked
Yeah.
at it 20 times.
Yeah.
Slowed it down, and we can see it doesn't quite happen, but we can't see his hand because it's in the dirt.
Yeah.
Is he touching the plate?
And it's that close. Here's
It's
the
that
thing.
close.
It's that fucking close. You gotta make the fucking play right there. Right there.
yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
You don't got no, hey, let me go to instant replay. Let me get 20 other guys to fucking look at this.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't have
Well,
that shit. You don't have that luxury.
I'll give you a little hint, like a little umpiring thing.
Yeah.
If you hear me go, he's out. I don't want to yell into the mic, but if I'll scream it.
No, feel free.
That means I really fucking don't know.
That's his tail.
But if I go like this, and you know what I'm saying? But the closer it is, because we got to sell it. So
Yeah.
if I sit there and I go, he's out, then he must be out.
Yeah. 'Cause
The way he said it.
Yeah, there's no question in
that's-
his voice.
And
No
I'll punch
question.
it and I'll bang it. Because if I learned that doing basketball. I went to basketball for like 30 years. And I'm just a little white guy on the court, and just be like, and some guy, put your hand up strong, call it like you know it, and all of a sudden, boom, and then all of a sudden, hey man, nobody's fucking with me anymore.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, so you got to, call it if you're sure about it. 'Cause if you look hesitant, they're gonna tear
course,
you,
of course.
a new asshole.
Of course.
I don't know,
You see
man.
guys back behind the plate, and they're like, strike. Oh my God!
Yeah.
And tear his ass, you
Well,
know.
dude, like you'll see, we'll get into it a little later, but I just came from like a tournament, and I was in this one particular game, and these umpires, I don't know how much they
Was it in
experience.
Phoenix? Was it in Phoenix?
Nah, this was actually in Florida.
Oh, Florida.
I was in Florida, yeah, Cocoa Beach, and the umpire, like you could hear the shortstop go strike, and you could hear it being influenced, right? And and when there was a play at second, and I tagged the fucking guy, and the guy goes safe, and I kind of look like, what the fuck, you weren't safe? And he goes safe, and I was like. I went by him and I said, hey man, I tagged him. He's like, oh man, I fucked up. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's like, I'm just letting you know you got influenced by the fucking guy right here. And I go, but that's the game we're gonna play. And that's what we're gonna play.
Yeah, you know what? Because that probably works one time out of 50,
No.
and he's going to try it every time,
Yes.
and he might
like
get
a guy
it.
like me, it pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, how do you feel
I
about it when
actually
they're
had something
calling?
with a coach this weekend, and I'm not going to describe him, but I could, but I'm not. But anyway, banger at first, and he does this, and that catches my eye. And now I want to bang him out, but he was safe, so I call it. Then the next play, he's off the bag, and he's yelling before I could say something. He's off the bag. He's off the bag. So I'm going, let me make the call.
Yeah,
and then
right.
I warned him, you do that again, you're going to go. He said, but I'm just excited. I go, well, you're going to be excited on the bag.
Excited in the parking lot.
Speaking of that, can we talk about Jose Cyclones?
Yes, we can.
Hey,
What's up, Jose?
the floor is yours. What,
The floor
you
is
got
yours.
something to
Pe-
get off that big
pe-
chest of yours
I
to go
had
for.
some-
want to hear.
And Jose, and I love Jose because he calms me down. But and they like to yell. They like to yell when the pitch is coming. You guys ever see them do that?
No.
No, so they'll be like, no, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They'll be
no,
like,
no,
they'll
no,
be like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
side,
yeah.
that's side. So the one
No,
game,
no, no, no.
no, we're at Northland Christian, and I swear to God, I pulled Jose aside. I said, have you guys ever seen sliders or curveballs before? Because every time the fucking pitch is inside, they say, but it breaks back over the plate, they tell me it's fucking inside. It started off, but it's a fucking curveball.
Yeah.
They ever
Yeah,
seen,
yeah.
they don't complain about any fastballs, but every slider and every fucking curveball they complain about. And this one guy, man, and he goes, inside. I said, man, I said, tell him to stop saying inside. Because he don't speak English. I was like, well, tell him something that he don't stop saying inside. And he does it again, inside. I said, you say inside one more time and I'm running. He goes, inside. And I fucking ran him. And then it was fucked up because they were playing the Twins. And my partner had a real shitty partner. And the Twins started to come back on them. And maybe it was like 6-3 now with like a guy on base. And he wanted to go home. I hate, I'll give you, that's one thing about me. I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm going to give you integrity, and I ain't looking to go home.
Yeah.
I got 5 kids. I don't want to go home. I want to be out there with you guys. But guy's safe by 3 feet from the Twins. He looks at me, he punches him out, and he walks off the fucking field. Now, my plan was to avoid the Cyclones and walk out the Twins dugout at Northland Christian there on the first base side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, where am I going to go now? And Victor comes up to me. Is it Victor, the coach of the Twins?
Andre
comes, Bobby. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, can't you overturn it? I'm like, I can't overturn it. I'm like, what am I going to do? He said, well, I got to talk to him. He's like, he's in the parking lot. I'm like, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and now I don't know what dugout to go out because they want to beat me up and they want to fucking beat me up. And I'm like,
you can't make everybody happy.
You
Man.
got to go climb center field.
But that was my plan. Like, that's what you do. That's like, you know, hey, if somebody's pissed at you, try to avoid it. Because sometimes I'll intentionally go by and see what the fuck they got to say.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not smart. And I'm not the smartest guy.
Yeah, but sometimes you're in the mood, right? And you just say
sometimes
something.
You're in the mood.
Do something.
Do something, man.
ZZ Top, go home and shave.
There you go. I like that.
That got me suspended for like 6 minutes.
Well, you're not going to make everybody happy, and you know that. You know, somebody's going to hate you at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Always.
So,
No, I do. And here's the thing. What I like to do is when a umpire, whether it's a strike or a ball or called out or whatever, and the other team is heckling them, right, because the play didn't go their way, and I'll just say, hey, man, don't worry, Blue. I think you made a great call.
You know what, though? That goes a long fucking way. Sometimes.
Yeah.
When somebody will say something, because you can't, you know, we got to take that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes, you know, I don't take that shit, but I'm supposed to take that shit.
Yeah,
Maybe hear
yeah.
somebody say something, don't worry about it, Blue. I think it's like, and it really does. It's like, all right, it helps you bring it down.
Yeah, because it does. Because like I said, like I do that just to fuck with the other team because I'm in my mind I'm like, look, bro, you're only complaining because it didn't go your way. Because I guarantee you, when he gets it wrong and it does go your way, you're not gonna fix it.
Sometimes we had one. It was the Padres, and we ended up getting a video. Stork got me the video.
Yeah.
And ball hit, and the guy trapped it. And I called it trap. Runners on base. It caused a big fucking to do because he said he caught it. And then he throws it away, and big whatever. And then he made like 3 errors after that. And every error he looked at me. You know, because the inning would have been over. And I said, you look at me one more fucking time, we're going to have a fucking problem. And then they sent me the video. and they sent me the video, and you could see. And I talked, I talked to Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah.
And who's a big guy from the Padres? I like that guy.
Oh, the other guy.
The other big guy.
Yeah. Fucking.
I love that guy. I'm a friend, but I can't.
Yeah,
The manager?
Yeah.
Reggie?
Reggie.
And I
Yeah.
told Reggie, because Reggie was going, I think, because the next time just fucking run him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, Reggie's a real good guy.
Yeah, Reggie's a really cool guy.
But
man.
I said, I got it right here. And I showed him. I was like, oh, that's a trap. And I was like, that's what I fucking said. But
Yeah.
then the guy threw the ball away. He was embarrassed. And then he made 3 more errors.
Oh, I remember that game.
We were on the field. We were next. That was your game.
Yes, I remember that.
You got me the video.
Yeah, I got you the video.
You got me the video.
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah, I felt because it was Ulysses, and I love Ulysses. He's pitching, and who was pitching was
I don't remember who the fuck.
our boy Raul was pitching for you.
Yes.
So it was a good matchup, and it was 0-0 in the
Yes,
6th.
yes.
Two guys on, and here's a fucking lot. 2 guys on. He backhands it, and I got a trap.
Yeah.
I go trap, and who the fuck knows? But he just threw the ball away. If he really knew he caught it or not, because and you were running, you hit the ball.
Yeah, I think
that
I was
fucking you hit the ball.
Yeah, I hit the ball. Yeah.
You hit the ball, and then you ended up on third, and blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and then you guys scored like 7 runs, and I was like, I told you, listen, if I blew that, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be part, like we talked earlier. I don't want to be part of the fucking game. I want you guys to decide the game. But then he showed me the video, and
Yeah, I remember that because we slowed down.
I was right for once.
And you've been right a lot of times, but here's the thing, man. I remember that, and I remember what I did appreciate about Bobby was like, hey, he wanted to know, like he wanted to know.
I called you after the game.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, give me that tape.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I wanna see
I
it.
feel fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And I messaged Ulysses that night. I was like, brother, you pitched great today. And I was like, but I got the video here, and that dude trapped the ball.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
dude, I had a play like that in the tournament, and I thought I grabbed it, but I couldn't tell. Like, did the ball land in my glove, and I felt it hit the ground but my
it
leather,
could have been something like
right?
that, yeah.
So I picked it up, and everybody kind of looked at me, and I threw him out first. I'm like, okay, either fucking way,
right.
whether
But
it's
he threw the ball away.
Yes.
But see, here's the thing about that kind of play. If I reverse that play, what the fuck do we do? Because the runners are running. There's no way to reverse that.
Yeah.
Because now it's just a total.
To me, the ball player should go, hey, instead of making it fucking close, let me just throw the fucking guy out. Because he had time to throw me out.
Yeah. So if he just feels it and throws the first, that would have been 2 outs. You would have been an out, and it would have been 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
But he throws it away and a 2-run score,
Yeah.
and then you go to 3rd.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
After he threw it, he runs off the fucking field.
Yes.
I was like, you didn't even fucking get the double play anyway.
Yeah, dude, because I got the second. Yeah, dude, it's, but it was his fault for like it was close. It was close, man. So I get it. I mean, I'm.
But then he tried to blame me. Remember, he made like 2 errors after that.
Oh yes.
And then every time he made an error, he'd give me a snarl.
Yeah.
And I
Because it's in his head now.
Yeah,
it's in his head now. And
he's probably a nice guy, but don't do that shit.
No. I mean, but that's we're out here on our Saturdays, trying to play the game. And again, I don't hold any me personally. I don't look who's in. Jimmy, your favorite fucking player.
Hey, big guy, best damn hitter I've ever seen. What movie's that from? Come on.
Cody's good at this shit. I'm not good at this shit.
Best damn hitter I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't
Natural. Robert Redford.
Oh, okay.
See,
An old manager. Best damn hitter I've ever seen.
yeah, dude, fucking Jimmy, dude, Jimmy.
Jimmy's the only guy. I'll be honest with you. You maybe. But if it's like I don't know if it's a strike or not, Jimmy didn't fucking swing at it. It's a fucking ball. You still got that, Jim.
I told him that.
He's not swinging for a reason, huh?
I told him
Everybody
that.
else fucking.
Dude, I told that to Jimmy. I was like, hey, man, you got these umpires on your nets. I said, they said that to you. And he's like, because it's true, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. But Jimmy's a good guy, too, man. He's a
But
really
he
good.
knows how to. I tell you what, Jimmy come at me. It was that game I told you where Yusuf hit. Oh, I didn't finish telling you the story. When Yusuf and Carlos were having a little thing.
Yeah.
And then Yusuf hits Carlos with a fastball. And as Carlos is going down the line, he goes, next time hit it with your fucking fastball, not your changeup. And then Yusuf got fucking hot. I got in the middle, right? And then the two brothers on the team, and the dad is always there. And it feels like a fucking Little League game. He's a nice guy, but it's like a Little League game.
Yeah.
He's fucking yelling,
Come
come on.
Chanting at him.
And he's fucking yelling at me.
Yeah.
I said, I tried to run him. I said, old guy's got to go. And then Jimmy come up to me. He's like, can we put him somewhere? He's in the lawn chair. I said, put him somewhere where I can't fucking hear him. And it's at Anderson Park. Like somewhere like 80 yards back or up the line.
In the parking lot?
In the parking lot.
Yeah.
But he could, but the way he talked to me, there was a couple, one time pop up in the infield and the guy backed up and let it drop. If you don't, if you let it drop, you didn't. If you do this and you let it drop, then it's intentional, like to say, we got an out.
Yeah.
But he lets it drop, doesn't touch it, and they get the double play because the guy didn't run from the Thunder.
Oh.
Jimmy called me, Bobby, he's got to catch it. He intentionally dropped it. I go, he didn't touch it. I can't say he's not quick enough.
Yeah.
I can tell if somebody goes, ooh.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't touch it, but the way he talked to me, he's like, Bobby, and I said, no, and he's like, okay, I accept your, you know what I mean? But he talked to me like I'm a human being. If you come yelling at me, and I'm supposed to take it, but sometimes I'm probably
I'm going
to yell back at you.
Hey, you're rolling the dice. You're not sure what Bobby you're going to get, motherfucker, right?
Well, at that point, he should be sharing his opinion, and then you share it right back at him.
It depends what the testosterone.
Yeah, right.
Testosterone levels are.
I agree, man, and that's what it comes down to, man. I mean, we have some fun times out there. I definitely love seeing you throw people out, man.
Well, I think I make the game fun too. I talk.
Yeah, you do.
A lot of guys, and I'll give a little, when I'm back there, and I'll, we'll bullshit a little bit.
Well, you remember that day? It was like, it was a few seasons ago, and it was summer, and I had rolled up my sleeves, and you're like, hey, man, can you at least fucking work out if you're going to roll up your fucking sleeves? And I was like, Bobby, these are travel size, bro. I don't need to check these in.
Right, we'll give them, those are 20, these are 45s, those are 22s.
22s, bro. I don't need this. These come right in with me, too.
You don't even need a fucking permit for those.
Yeah, dude. These are permanent.
I don't think in Texas you don't need a fucking permit now. We're in the fucking Wild Wild West.
I said, God damn, fucking Bobby over here fucking talking shit to me. I can't even roll up my fucking sleeves. I said, fine, I'll put them down.
Would you expect anything less, though?
No.
It's just like showing up in a muscle tee.
Yeah,
But I do that shit in the field. I told you, like, to behind the plate, people can't see it sometimes. And they'll fuck me. Why is everybody fucking with me? Then I go in the field and they're like, holy shit, how much you bench? How much you bench? How much you bench? But I do wear my daughter's 4. I wear her shirt out there.
Dude, what's funny is because when you like you said, you do wear a little bit tighter clothing when you're on the field. But like I said, I was like, when I first seen you, then I'm just getting your honest opinion. I was like, oh, he probably worked out back in the day, and he's still big, dude, right? But when this motherfucker was at Northern Christian, over there taking, and this is after like probably one of his competitions, shit, took off his shirt, and I could see his fucking abs. Like, hey, fool, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
52 years old.
52 years old, has fucking abs.
I won the Phil Heath in April, and
he's a champion. That's right.
50 and over, and I'm going to Arizona in December for my pro card. So we'll
Pro
see
card,
what happens.
man. Well, good luck to you on that. Keep us posted on
You'll have to
that.
address me as Bobby Madama Pro Bodybuilder.
Damn.
At every plate meeting.
No shit, huh? We got a pro
I'm like-
bodybuilder over
I'm
here.
like,
Yeah,
Bobby-
that's doable.
I'm like, what's up, Bobby Madama Pro Bodybuilder? Bobby Madama Pro Bodybuilder. IFBB Pro Bodybuilder. IFBB Pro Bodybuilder.
You amateurs are below me.
198 and a half pound division.
Nice, 198.
I got 8 pounds. I bulked up from the last show. I bulked up. I was 199. I bulked up to 230. Now I'm down by 205. So
230, wow.
Yeah, I ate a lot of Cheetos.
Oh, wow.
Cheeto.
Right, Cheetos, right? Cheetos for Cheetos. You look like Cheeto, huh? Did you look like Cheeto?
You know what? I work at Premiere for the kids a lot.
Yeah.
And every kid come up to me and they're like, Hey, Blue, do you lift weights? I'm like, nah, I just eat a lot of Cheetos. They're like, really? And they started calling it Cheeto.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they're like, that's Cheeto. But they fucking believe me. No, don't worry about it, son. You ain't got to lift no weight. Just eat the puffy ones, not the crunchy ones. Eat the puffy ones. Like, really? You know, because they're like fucking 10.
Yeah. Those kids are impressionable, man.
And I'm actually sick with that. Blue, could I ask you a question? I think I'm going to teach him something about baseball. How much you bench? I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Where's your mom?
Where's your mom? What's she look like? What's she look like? Huh? Exactly, dude. That's
Private
fun.
lessons at home.
I never actually, you know what? They say you don't shit where you eat, right?
It's true.
So I'm at baseball. We used to have a contract with Baseball USA. Marucci takes over. And the scorekeeper, she's wearing this fucking tight leopard pants. I guess, can I say fucking here?
You can say whatever the fuck you want. I just want you to know that your fiance is on here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she came on here. She came on here. She said,
Hey, baby, I love you.
She said, who's this sexy guy? Where's she at? She was over here. Yeah, she was.
This was before I met you, kinda.
Kinda. Yeah, this was in between phase. But she was up here. I saw her. She said, who's that sexy guy? I don't remember where she went, but she was here. I saw her.
Okay, all right.
So we do
Well,
have
she's
Oh,
an
blind,
audience.
You know she's blind, right?
She's blind. Is that why she's dating you?
She's 12.
Oh, man.
She's 14. Anyway, so I'm so this scorekeeper, she's tight leopard pants, and she keeps fucking flirting with me from Marucci. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Not supposed to take a shot, but
There she is right there.
What's up, baby? Oh shit! I don't know if I should tell this story now.
I just wanted to give you a fair warning. I want to make sure you have a good time in Vegas.
It's a funny now. So I'm at the plate meeting and I say something to the coach. I'm like, and I never, because you know shit where you eat. You know,
Yeah.
half these moms are there,
Yeah.
kids,
Of course.
and probably a dad.
Of course, yeah.
And he could be the fucking dad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, you know, we're tired. He's in elimination mode. Like
Yeah.
he has to win all day. So I was like, hey, I hope you keep winning because your scorekeeper's kind of hot. I think she kind of likes me. I was like, that's not your girlfriend, is it? He goes, yeah, it kind of is. And I was like, and I find out he's the head of all Marucci fucking baseball operations. I gave him every fucking call that whole fucking game. This kid was out by 4 feet. I was like, he's safe. I was like, please don't fire me. The one fucking time I said, I'm gonna make a move. After that, I don't care. They could be like fucking.
You should have saw that one coming, right? Damn.
Fucking, yeah. You don't shit where you eat.
Lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
Lesson learned, man. I know Josh is always talking about that shit, you know, with his team, you know, with the moms that come over there. So, it is what it is.
Well, it's one benefit of working with kids, right?
Yeah. Well, when I used to coach, I would look at the roster and I would see if the mother and the father had different last names, and I'm like, that's the one.
He got his tricks.
Right, baby? I used to coach her daughters. Anyway.
Man, that's funny. Did so what? So did you already tell me the Carlos story? Did you already say the Carlos story?
Oh, not on the air.
Oh, okay, let's hear it on the air.
He asked me if I ever rejected Carlos. So I love you, Carlos. And so it's game 2 of the championship, Thunder Drillers. Oh, Drillers or Oilers? It's Drillers.
I don't know if
The Drillers or the Oilers. They wore the thing that looked like the Oilers, but
they're probably the Oilers.
They were the Oilers. It was the Oilers.
It's been a while since the
It's been a while
Drillers.
since there was Drillers. Right?
Yeah.
So Carlos is a great manager, but doesn't know the rules that well.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes the second visit of the inning. So I go out there and inform him he must take his pitcher out. And he's fucking shocked. He said, what do you mean, Bubba? So I'm like, come on, Carlos, I need you to take your pitcher out. And he goes, shut up! And I said, excuse me, motherfucker? And I said, like, I love you. And I turn around, and I could have run him for that.
Yeah.
I turn around and I let him do it. But that's the Carlos story.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever came. Other than that.
Because I know a few people have thrown Carlos out. I mean, he can get a little.
Well, Carlos says he's the greatest hitter in history of the game.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Damn. I love to live in that universe.
I don't think.
Well, what's your opinion? You see him at the plate. What do you think?
I love you, Carlos. But now I'm hearing that this was a while ago. But I've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But he's more in manager mode now. He's more in manager mode, and
Well, here, let me tell you a secret. I've had a little stint. I don't know if you've ever been behind the plate when I pitch, but I pitched for a little
I
bit.
think I was.
Yeah.
Once maybe.
Yeah, I didn't pitch that much, but Carlos was on the plate, and Dane was behind the plate, and
Dane's fun.
yeah, isn't he? Fucking Dane, dude. You know, I used to tell Dane. I used to tell Dane because I don't think necessarily he'd argue with you, but he'd argue with other umpires. Like,
He does. He does it in a way where it's not like he'll question me, but he won't like be disrespectful.
well, here's my thing with Dane. Is I'll go, Dane, quit fucking with the umpires because we need these fucking calls.
He fucks with other guys. Will
Yeah.
come and tell me like, hey, this fucking guy.
Yeah, he'll say some shit, right? But
Or he'll hold it. He'll
Yeah.
just hold the ball there.
but here's
we love that.
right, I'm sure.
I would
I'm sure-
imagine. I would imagine. That's why he does it.
No. Before I get into the Carlos, I'm gonna get into jump real quick into the Dane story, which when earlier we were talking about that sometimes when a catcher, when there's no umpires, right? You're playing a practice game or some shit, and the catcher's calling the game. You know, he's calling the balls and strikes. He's actually more critical, right? Because there's no longer the slide of the hands, right?
Right.
Because he has to call it legitly, right? Where if I move my hand just a little bit, I can fool the umpire, and you get the call, and everything goes good, right? So Dane was like moving the ball, and then he'd move the ball, then he'd go like this, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You just fucking framed the pitch. What the fuck are you doing, bro? And he just looked at me, and I'm like, dude, you saw where the ball fucking went. Why are you? Who are you fooling with yourself, right?
No.
And but that was a practice game. But one time I was pitching, and Dane and Carlos was up there, and he goes, throw him curveballs. He can't hit curveballs. And I'm like, I don't got a good fucking curveball. It's a fucking hanger, right? Some people have fucking put it 200 feet past the fucking fence, right? So I'm like, no, there's no fucking way. Fucking first curveball, fucking whiffed to it. Second ball, whiffed to it. And I was like, there's no fucking way this is gonna miss the third one. He misses the third one. And of course I know Carlos, right? So he missed the third one. He fucking strikes out. He gets fucking pissed, and he's like, Bill, he's wearing a fucking watch. I'm like, that's not what. Right? And I'm like, hey, Bill,
I can hear him saying
right?
that shit.
I was like, motherfucker, that's not why you struck out. But because I know him, I said that, right? I wouldn't have said it to a regular batter because I don't want to start no shit. But you know, that's when you know each other, you kind of fuck with each other, right? You know, and but there is a line, you know, that you know you don't want to cross, or you don't want to.
Like we were talking about before when the Josh was, you said we're joking around. Next thing you know, you got drilled.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
But
Yeah.
like, if I'm there, I'm probably warning some, but probably keeping it more, you know. But you said they were kids or whatever, you know.
Yeah, the umpires were young. To this day, they say they did him on purpose. I necessarily believe that, but no hard feelings. It's baseball, so it is what it is, right? So, but it was it's one of those things where like you know, if the umpire doesn't control the game, it shit can get out of fucking hand.
Right.
You know, real quick.
You know, and I honestly, man, that's what I try to fucking do. Just try to keep it. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody. I had a game. Matter of fact, that game with all the ejections in the Cyclones game.
Yeah.
When a guy called me, what do you call me, El Porco?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And one of the guys was yelling after we ran somebody, and I warned somebody. Somebody called me trash.
Yeah.
And I warned somebody, and they come back and I hear, we're gonna tell Adam. And I said, go ahead. I came back. I go, look, the camera's fucking right there. Adam heard you call me trash. Me come out and ask you not to call me trash.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me you're gonna call Adam. You know, and that's the first thing they do. They try to run. We're just trying to keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
Play the fucking game. Let's go to fuck home.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
I ain't trying to cheat nobody. And like you said before, they're only pissed because it didn't go their way. If it went their way, they'd be like, "You're the best fucking umpire ever."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Man, Blue, you got a
Well,
keen eye.
I joke about that because there'll be days. I do so many games. People like go out of their way, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Come over. We just want to tell you, you're the greatest fucking umpire we've ever had. The way you talk to the kids, the way you talk to everybody, you're great." Fucking like an hour later, you fucking suck. I'm gonna fucking stab your baby. Like what the fuck just happened? That guy said I'm fucking great. You're like, you know, like there's gotta be like a middle somewhere. Like, can I just be like somewhere in the fucking middle? You
Right,
know?
they're too
Like,
extreme.
It's just like, you know, I'm the fucking one. A guy tried to come on a field and like wanted to fight me at Premier. It's 9. Of course, they're down 9-0. Kid slides in the second. I'm on the B. I'm in B. So I'm on the first base side of the second.
Yeah.
We need 2 outs in the game. He knocks the kid down. I got a legal slide, but the kid's on the grass. So one way we buy time, I'm like, show me the ball. You know, so it buys me a little time. Plus, make sure I don't call him out and the
I
ball's
like
on the
that.
ground.
I like
so
that.
Show me the ball. But he come up with the ball in his bare hand, like this. So not kind of what I wanted to see, but I never saw the ball on the ground. But So I'm like, I got an out. Plus now we need 1 out. It's 9-0. We go home.
Yeah.
Coach is an asshole. Coach come on the field. I said, what are you doing on my field? He's like, but you didn't see the ball on the ground? How'd the ball get on the ground, Rob? So I'm like, what are you doing on my field? You want to come on the field, call time, and come talk to me. He goes, time. I go, time not granted. Get off the field. And I walk away. So I walk over to the fence, and there's this big asshole. I was more offended. This guy was like 300 pounds, fucking glasses. And he just wants to fight. I'm more offended that he thought he could fucking beat me up.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared of him. I was just like, you really think to fucking, you know? And he opens the gate. And this is, you know, it's a big complex. And he opens the gate. And he steps on the field. I said, sir, just so you know, it's a felony. Just so you guys know, it is a fucking felony if you touch me. And it is. It's a felony if you touch me. But then I get to defend myself. So I'm going to put you in the hospital. Then I'm going to put you in jail. And of course he goes, are you threatening me? I'm like, you're on the field like wanting to do this.
Yes.
And then they finally come and get him. But I mean, that's how crazy these motherfuckers are.
Yeah.
Like it's a call in a fucking game.
Yeah.
A game.
You know, and he's going. I'm tired of you trashy umpires. Like, first of all, it's 9-0. Your kid sucks.
Right.
You know.
Get your trash-ass kids out
we
here.
need 1 out. It's fucking Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna catch the fourth quarter. Of the
Yeah,
fucking
right.
football game.
It's your fault that they're
just,
losing so bad.
But the fight and risk going to jail.
It don't make no sense.
And to fight me. Jesus
All right,
Christ,
who's
man.
it talking?
Well, that's the same way somebody will shoot somebody with road rage, right? It's the same
Well,
thing. Like,
actually-
everybody
it
has
is,
a problem.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's to what level? I wonder if it's the money that you're paying today. Like you guys pay a lot of money to play.
Yeah,
Like when I
yeah.
throw somebody out,
Some leagues.
I get a call. But I get a call. Hey, they paid their money. Let them play. Keep them in the game. Fuck. But I do try to do that. I
Yeah.
give you guys a little more leeway.
Yeah, yeah.
The same thing with them. I got a boy. I went to put him on a select team. 5 months. Okay, 5 months of select ball. 15 years old. What do you think? Spring season. What do you think the bill was?
That's got to be the thousands, right?
Keep going. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Give me a number. Yes.
5,000.
I would say 5 or 6.
That was half. 2,500.
Okay.
For
Okay.
5 months, but just for spring ball.
Yeah.
2,500. They let you pay $500 a month. That's a lot of fucking money.
Hell yeah.
And I said, I actually didn't put him in. And I said, I can't. I'll have to umpire all the time, and I won't be able to fucking see him play anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of money to pay. So maybe it's that, because everybody's losing their fucking mind. Because Jimmy's not going to the pros. Jimmy's working at Exxon.
I agree. No, and the thing is, here's the thing, man. Sometimes I feel like some of those guys do it for show. Like, hey, the parents paying me a shitload of fucking money.
Yeah.
But I think there should be a way to say it to you, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna go discuss it with you. Like you said, approach me in the right way. Let's have this conversation. But nothing good comes out of being there. Nothing comes good out of that.
It's setting a bad example, right?
Yeah.
Like these are kids, right? Like
Yeah.
they're impressionable, like you said. Okay, I guess this is how
And
you're
they-
supposed to
and they-
act.
And then guess what?
And then they
Next
start
thing you know,
doing it.
they're in the men's league.
Yeah.
And exactly. No, 100%.
They're saying the same
Because
stuff to
they've
you.
been doing this since they was
Yeah.
fucking 13, and now they're fucking 27, and they think it's okay to talk to me,
Yeah.
and it ain't okay to talk to me like
Yeah.
that,
If
Yeah.
anything, you're doing people a favor by running them, right? Say, hey, you're obviously not doing something right, or you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing.
Right.
If an umpire feels like you should be gone from the game, you might want to question your ethics.
The other thing too, it's like, what are you gonna get out of it? Like I've told this guys, and I've said this on the show. I've never heard an umpire say, you know what, you make a good fucking point.
You know what?
Let me change
You're
it.
right. Let me, you know what, man? That was off the plate.
Yes, exactly.
That was off the plate.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's never happened. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get nowhere that way, man.
All thing you can do is piss us off.
That's
Well,
all it does, man.
We now know that sometimes players will go to a game looking to get
But-
ejected.
But,
Yes.
But let me say this. It will scare some fucking guys. It will. Like sometimes, if you turn around and get some, like not me, but some guys, and I'm not trying to be a tough guy, but I brace myself like that.
Yeah,
Hey
yeah.
man, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But there's some guys, you yell at them, and they'll give them the fucking next one.
Yeah.
I've had guys tell me that. Well, I said, he was fucking up at your feet. Well, I gave him the last one. It don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
The play is a play. Everyone is. They
Yeah.
say that's two. Remember the kid I ran? He called me the C word.
Yeah.
He said that's
Yeah.
two. That's two.
They're, by the way, they're in here. We'll get into that, guys.
But he goes, that's two you blew. And I didn't blow the second one. The
No.
first one could have went either way. I'll be honest with you. I could have blown it, but it was. We looked
I'm
at it
with you.
20 times, and we don't know.
So good segue, because they asked us, hey, Todd, which I think Todd was the one sliding into home.
Todd was. Hey, Todd. Todd just comes up and he goes, you call me out, Blue?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
I think that
sorry.
was yeah.
Hey, Todd's all right. What's up?
Now here's the thing. Todd's gonna have the best angle, right? He's gonna know whether he touched it. Well,
Not angle, but he's gonna know if he felt.
Yes.
I couldn't see if he.
100%.
I still can't see if he touched.
yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Only he's gonna
Only
know.
he's gonna know.
He's gonna know. Than anybody, no camera, no nothing. He's gonna know. So, but he's gotta know how close that was. Like if it's tap two, tap. You know, if it's.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't. We still can't see it.
I agree
the
with
dust.
you. I seen it. I was looking at the video. Yeah.
In my judgment, Todd, when he slides, he hits. If you look at, I took some pictures. The one you can't see either. You can see his hands cut off here, and you can't even see his face.
Yeah.
It's gone because when he hits the dirt before it, all the dirt comes up. I got the catcher on the other side, on the third base side.
Yeah.
But then the catcher not quite touching him. But I don't know if Todd's touching the plate. Ball beats him.
The ball beats him.
I got to in that situation. I got to make a decision.
Yep.
And all those things. And the rule book does say, and this is what we go to. The runner must beat the throw. It does say that. There's no fucking tie goes to the runner.
Yeah.
Right.
The runner must. So I got to say to myself, did he beat it? I don't have him beating it.
Yeah.
So I got to say he's out.
That's
And
That's what you got to go to.
Yeah. And I'm not
Yeah.
trying. It's not personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it is what it is.
Well,
But-
to your point, like what you said earlier, please do not leave it in my hands. If you do that, it 50-50, it's not going to go your way.
Somebody's not gonna be. Somebody's not
Somebody's
gonna
not gonna be,
right?
Somebody- yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
that's the thing that me and Don you used to joke about. You know, Don would say,
Don
you know,
Hammonds?
yes, he would take a ball and I go, you're only gonna make 50% of the people happy with that, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. They're gonna be 50% of people gonna be happy. So, go ahead. No, so that's kind of my you know, again, you know, of course Todd, I don't think disagree that you were safe or out or whatever, but
Right.
here's the fucking thing. And this is, and you got to see this from an umpire standpoint. I posted the video on Instagram and on Facebook, that video, both videos, right? That first play that Todd got thrown out on, I'm looking at it just first fucking video. I just first fucking look at it. It's hard to tell what the fuck happened, like whether you're safe or not. It's that close, right? On the second play, you guys have no fucking room to say that you were safe. You were clearly out on the second one. So when that dude, whoever that was, no, nothing personal, no offense, guys, but whoever that was that went out of line and called you a cunt, didn't know what the fuck he was talking about because he was clearly out on the second one.
And like I said too, and where I messed up too, they had the GoPro up. And like I said, that's where we need to get that out of there.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it to
Not
evaluate
just us,
yourself,
not us, right?
no, but see, if you're going to use it to evaluate yourself and do that, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I saw them after the play.
Make highlights.
They went over there. Well, that's hey, I don't care what you know, you do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, but they went over there and they looked at it and they started looking at me and
yeah.
and I'm like, oh fuck. Because if you break it down 20 times and if you can see it in your, like I can look at it today, and if I wasn't the umpire, I'd be like, you know what, he might have been safe.
Yeah, he might have been.
He
might have been.
He might have been. He might have been. You know what? And I'll admit it. You know,
Yeah.
it was that fucking close. And sometimes we just got to make that call.
Yeah.
But by letting them look at the video, now they're fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Now they're fucking. It's in their head. This guy, he's fucking us.
Yeah.
He's fucking us. He's fucking us. Like you said, he's up by 3 steps, but he's fucking us. That's 2 today. You fucking son.
Wow.
And now you got to go, kid.
Hey, yeah, you gotta go.
Now you got to go.
No. So there was one. I think a couple of seasons ago. I think it's when we had Jose on, or Bo, right? We'll call him Bo. Jose Pedraza from the Cyclones, and he walks up there with the fucking phone from the video feed, and I'm looking at it, it's like, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? What do you think that umpire's gonna think when you show up there? You think he's gonna change his fucking call? Do you think he's gonna good kind of say? And me and Cody looked at him like, how did that go? Like, how did that go? I think it was not very well.
I tell you right away. Some guy tried to show me the video. Well, even the manager came over. He's like, and he was being nice. And he's like, it could go either way. It's a banger. I go, if you show it to me, I got to run you.
Yeah.
I go, if you show it to me, I got to run you. And it's true.
Yeah.
Just put it away. I don't want to. You're a nice guy.
Yeah.
Just put it away. I don't want to run you. Because you can't. Hey, look what you did.
Yeah,
Sure,
no.
you can't do that shit.
Yeah.
What if somebody showed it to you in the parking lot? Like, say, hey, I'm no
Probably
drama.
not a good idea because
What do you think of this,
Because
right?
I'm off the leash.
Because you already get your shirt off. You're like, don't bring that to
Then
me.
there's nobody around, and I already
Yeah.
got my money.
Yeah.
But we don't want to. I mean, nobody wants to see that either. Because look, we're human and we make mistakes. Sometimes I will, but like, show it to me.
Yeah.
You know, I went up to a dad. You know, it's fun talking about that. So I'm doing. It's like fucking 12-year-olds,
Yeah.
and the kid's a righty, okay, and his dad's on the first base side, and he's like fucking this tall, and he never stops, okay, but you can't see that from the first base side.
Yeah.
You know, he's a righty. And I balk him. I'm not trying to balk some fucking 12-year-old, 11-year-old from nothing.
Yeah.
And the dad, as he's walking back, he goes, "You got to get better, Blue." He goes, he paused for 5 seconds. I got it on video. First of all, 5 seconds is the longest fucking pause in the history of fucking.
Yeah,
you know
no
what I mean?
shit.
But second of all, so I go over there, and I'm not supposed to go over there. So show me the video. You know, and everybody said, "Bobby, just get the fuck back over. Leave him alone." You know. So show me the video, and he's like, so I just look at him like, I go, my X-ray vision isn't working, and your X-ray phone isn't working. We can't see through his back. We can't see if he's like that. And then he started like, of course, he wanted to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Because everybody can kick my ass. You know?
Right. I wouldn't think that.
but-
I wouldn't think I'd kick your ass.
No, he actually told me one more word. He did. He said, "Say one more word."
Oh shit! He
And
used it right on you.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, that's my fucking money.
Yeah, he's gonna run you.
But you brought up Don Hammonds. Can I tell the Don Hammonds
Yeah,
Viagra
go ahead.
story?
Yes, go ahead.
I got his Viagra story.
Yes, go ahead.
So, it's like April. And we got, you know how sometimes we get that fucking rain forever? You know? And we got rained out like fucking, like 2 weeks in a row. No games. So I'm broke. And, I got a little Viagra at home, and I'm telling Don Hammonds about it. So he calls me, and he goes, and if you guys don't know Don Hammonds, he's like 1,000 years old.
Yeah, he is.
And he goes, "Bobby, it's my anniversary. It's been 3 years. I'll give you $40 for one of them Viagra?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck." I'm like, I don't feel good about this. I'm like, you know, and I'm like, but I'm broke. I'm like, I tell you what, I pay like $2 a pill. So I'm like, give me $20, you know, and I'll give you one. I said, but be careful, because I used to give something to some umpires, but they're like 1,000. I'm like, they're gonna have a fucking heart attack. And they're like, you know, Madama gave us a fucking Viagra, and now they're fucking dead, you know. So I fucking meet him at a gas station, like on Long Point, right, like a drug dealer. I got it in a baggie, right.
You looking around?
That sounds like the appropriate place to do it, though.
The wife gets out. "Robert, thank you so much. You don't know what this means to me." It gives me, she's like 1,000.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Now you got this fucking.
Now I got this image I can't get out of my head. I'm doing the handshake like the drug, like that prison.
Yeah, when you go like this, like,
that.
yeah.
You know, I get to 20 and I hand him back the fucking blue pill. You know what I mean? And I said, and I tell him to just leave. I said, "You fucking call me when you're done, so I know you didn't fucking die." And he didn't call me. And the next day, I swear to God, I woke up. I'm like, "Hope that motherfucker's still alive." You know, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
I've done enough bad shit in my life.
He's still going.
Yeah, but I'm like, I didn't need that shit on my conscience, you know.
Yeah.
I go to fucking,
Hey, but if you gotta go out, you gotta go out like that.
yeah, but I don't want to be me that fucking handed him the
Yeah.
fucking pill.
That's it,
But I
yeah.
guess if he's gonna go, that's the way to
Right,
go.
right.
Yeah, but we ain't seen Don since that.
There's that pill, huh?
No, they were hard on him. They were hard on him in that shit. But I even told the assigner, and I said, "Man, I don't think he could do like these high intensity games anymore."
Yeah.
You know?
No, we made that comment too.
Yeah, and I said, not personal. He's
Yeah.
a great guy, but we would do like the older guys, like the 55. I do that on Sundays to the 55 and over with him, and he knows those guys forever. And he'll be behind the plate, and there'll be a ball right there. And Bobby, what'd you see? I'm like, you're fucking right there, you know. And they don't care, you know. But it's like, hey, come on, man. It's time. And I respect older umpires, but one day that's gonna be fucking me.
Right.
You know? So I'm like, hey.
But you're right. I mean, it's even the same thing with those ball players, right? There's a point where we're gonna get to where like, hey man, this is too much for us. We got a podcast now full time. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I don't think we can do this if we're not playing.
that's kind of true, right? What are you fucking old guys don't know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You guys haven't played the game in years.
Well, that's because you're part of it, and you're you know, you're not critiquing people.
Yeah, but still, I'm sure people would say some shit
they
like that.
would.
But it's part of the game. That the umpires like cats and dogs, right? Umpires, and some people get like that, but I don't think it should be that way. I don't think that we should be looked at each other as, hey, you're the bad guy, this guy, because it's one of the things. At the end of the day, we're out there having some fun, and we're not gonna always get it right, especially that close, man. Especially that close. I mean, I'll show you the video later, Cody. But it was a banger. Like it was, fucking. Like you can't tell.
I watched it 20 times. I'm supposed to be doing schoolwork, but I'm blowing it up, and I'm still like, is he in there? Does he tag him? I think maybe he didn't get him. Maybe he did get him. I mean, I still couldn't tell. So how the fuck am I supposed to get it? And I did the best I could.
And sometimes what doesn't help is when the ball beats you, right? It's harder to make the argument. You probably
there's things like that.
yeah. And I've been behind. I've been you get in a close play behind second base, and it's like you might get your hand in there, but we're watching too much MLB shit.
Yeah.
We don't got the
You can't
fucking
do
50
that.
cameras. We don't got that shit. Because here's the thing. Sometimes people ask me, hey man, how come you don't slide first and kind of do it? I said, because here's the thing. The umpire's like in the B position. He's behind me. He's not going to see that move. So it's almost like I need to get there fucking faster or
Yeah.
get the better jump.
You need to beat the ball there, really, is what you need to
What
do.
you do, right? Because it comes down to that.
And I'll say this too, and people don't understand this. And we'll always talk amongst umpires. How's the baseball? We'll say, because if the baseball's good, nothing comes down on us. These
Yeah.
guys don't fuck up. Problem is, okay, there's a play at second. The guy fucking slips because he's fucking out of shape,
Yeah.
and then he ends up having to go to fucking third. But now I'm on my way to fucking second. Now I got to turn like this and make a call at third, and I'm out of position. So I make the best call I could. How the fuck didn't you see that, Blue? Because I was heading to fucking second. The play was supposed to be a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or a
yeah.
kid does something funky. You know, he drops the ball. Did he pick it up in time? Who the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I was telling you before about
It's not routine.
yeah,
Some
when
routine.
it's not
Yeah.
routine, like with the shit with Corey.
Yeah.
With the with the guy at first base who now we got a cloud of dust at fucking first base.
Yeah.
We fall into each other, and and now he thinks he got fucked twice.
Yes, yes.
You know.
And that's the thing, man. I mean, those plays are, you got to go with the plays, and hopefully you get the
Yeah.
next one. Hopefully
But
you
you
get the
know
next one.
when it becomes not say I don't want to say bad baseball, but when it comes that was not supposed to be, that's usually when we get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
When you get to funky
I
plays.
have one. All right, here, let's see your baseball knowledge. So now after all that shit,
That's him. Look at him.
So I had all this shit at fucking premiere where two guys wanted to fucking kill me. So I got the Cyclones versus the Marauders.
Okay.
Dean's pitching.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Yeah, I know.
Timmy Tolbert, he's an umpire too. He
Yes,
plays
I know he is. Yeah, he has
Okay.
armadillos.
armadillos, but he's playing for the Cyclones. So they're both maxing out at about 35 miles an hour.
I agree.
You know?
Yes.
But somehow we
Combined.
have a 3-1 game in the ninth. Okay, and they're both pitching well. They're throwing strikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Marauders and Cyclones?
Marauders and Cyclones on Sunday.
35, okay.
They're 35 and
Yeah,
over
all
on
right.
Sunday. So I just want a fucking nice, peaceful 9-inning game, no controversy, and go home.
Yeah.
So it's 3-1. Dean's humming. Boom. They can't hit the curveball. All of a sudden it's 3-2. Tyne runs on third, but nobody out. 1-2 count on the batter. Batter tips the ball back, and it goes inside the catcher's ear. What you got?
Oh.
Inside his chest protector.
But
Now
it
I'm
doesn't
going-
hit the ground, right?
Doesn't hit the ground. And this is it's gonna be really funky what I'm gonna tell you, but I'm just like, holy fuck!
Fuck,
Can't I
right?
just do fucking 9 innings and go to fuck home?
No.
You know? And now
Never that
everybody's like,
easy.
"Arr!" And like, I mean, it's in. So at time, I talked to my partner. Well, now what I call is a foul ball, and I award a base for trapped equipment.
There's such a thing as trapped equipment.
Trapped equipment.
Okay.
Wow.
So I called Dean aside, and me and Dean are good friends. We're Mets fans together.
Yeah.
I pull him aside. I'm like, you're going to come over here with me. And if you're going to yell at somebody, you're going to yell at me, but you're not going to yell loud at me. And I was like, we're going to get it off your chest. But I'm going to give that guy home, and it's going to tie the fucking game. He said, but it's a foul. I said, just calm down, calm down. And he was real cool about it.
Yeah.
And we scored the run. Ended up being tied. I'm glad that was it. They didn't lose the game. So I go home and I call, like, on the way home, I call Bob Charmo. He knows all pro umpires, college umpires. Get this. Now, in high school, it's 3 different versions of this rule. And we do all of it. So you've got to remember that, too. And that's the thing that fucks us up, too, because we do everything.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say
there's
that.
sets of rules for everything. In high school, that would be a foul ball, and it would be dead immediately. And that's it. Never went into the chest protector because it's dead.
Yeah.
In college, they just put it in this year. Now, the rule on a third strike, it must go directly into the glove. Okay? If you trap it, like, boom, off your mask and catch it, foul ball.
Mm.
People don't know that shit. It didn't hit,
Okay.
like you said, it didn't hit the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
But they just put it in college. Now, in high school, it must go directly into the glove.
Okay.
Okay? If it does any other way, it's just a foul ball. In college now, you could bang off the head. It could go into the chest protector. It could catch it with
As long
his
as it
cock.
doesn't touch the ground.
Catch it with his cock. It's an out.
Or like what Molina. Remember Molina had it
But
stuck in his.
that's why I called it. I remembered the Molina play.
Yeah.
And I was like, in the pros, I was running through my head. But in the pros, I got it right for once. It's a foul ball, and because of the trapped equipment, it's an award, 1 base. So
Everybody gets the base. Is that what you're saying?
anybody on base would get 1 base.
Oh,
Now,
interesting.
but it's a foul ball. Now, if it hit the ground, and then it's nothing. Foul ball.
Right,
Now it's dead, and then when it's
1-2, yeah,
But
yeah.
since it went into his equipment, but look at that, 3 different
Yeah. No.
playing levels, 3 different outcomes to that rule.
It's
Is that something?
yeah, it's tough to fathom how you're gonna score on a foul ball, right? That's the hardest part to get over.
Bro, like
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be part of the game, and I just became part of the fucking game.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's winning the whole fucking game, and I got to. He's the next guy. I'm like,
Especially something like
he's
that,
gonna
right?
score. And I'm like I said, I just needed one day of no fucking drama. You know?
Right,
And now
right.
I got that.
It is. You know, we had there's a really famous play. I think James was behind the mound, and Eddie. Well, you know Eddie. He's played for the Marlins.
Eddie Beret.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I coached at Davis one year.
I think Eddie's on here.
Yeah, he is.
That was
Yeah.
up, Eddie. And his sister, I didn't know they were brother and sister. His sister was my pitcher. We went 11-0. We won the first time we ever won this.
Oh no, shit.
Yeah, and then I'm talking to, I see them on Facebook, and I'm like, how do you know Jody? I said, that's my sister. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know. So then now Eddie's all right with me. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eddie, I happened to be there, right, with my phone, and Eddie's coming home, and it was a Redbirds game, and he's sliding in, and Eddie just fucking jumps over the catcher.
Was this recently?
It was last season or season before.
Okay, no.
And he jumps over the catcher. Catcher fucking whiffs. Dude lands on the fucking plate. James goes like this, and he goes, "Whoa, yes."
See?
Yeah.
Now that is illegal in high school.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it is not illegal in the pros.
That's
Right.
right.
You take your eye out in the fucking pros, too bad.
Yes.
But in high school, it's to protect.
And it goes
And
back
that's
to
our rules. Should have been safe.
yeah, through our rules it should have been safe,
Yeah.
but like you said, you playing in multiple and you guys umpire multiple leagues, and it's hard to keep track of that shit. You know, it's
what
hard.
were we talking about earlier? That I said, is that just a men's rule? Was it
Oh, you talking about the
pitcher
pitchers?
coming back in.
the pitcher
Yeah.
coming back in, right?
Yeah.
I had one. The biggest difference that to me between high school and the pros, and I was at the plate meeting. Some tournaments we played different. Just to make it simple, the balk is dead in high school, where the balk is a live option. Like so if you're up and I balk the pitcher, I'm supposed to go balk, and if you hit a home run, obviously you take the home run and not the balk.
Oh.
But in high school, balk time. I got a balk, and he hit a home run. Too fucking bad, kid.
Oh
It's a
shit.
fucking ball. I did that. I did like 12 high school games during the fucking week, and I'm doing baby ball at Baseball USA. Kid hits a fucking gapper. The base is loaded to like win the game, and I go, time! I got a balk. And the fucking kids keep running. I'm going, time! And I had to do the same thing. I pulled a manager down the line and like, go ahead, take my fucking head off. But those kids are going back to fucking their bases. They're getting one fucking base because I killed. That's one thing. Once you kill it, you kill it. You can't reverse that. It's foul. You could fucking.
100%.
No, when you put your hands up, that's that.
No,
it's
That
dead.
is that.
You know
It's
what?
dead. I'm
Yep.
sorry. It's dead.
That's a story that sticks in my head when I was when my son playing baseball, and they were training this umpire, right, and the veteran was in the field and the rookie was in the back, and it's a foul ball, right, but he sees it go up but thinks it went behind him, so right away, foul ball, right away. No, it didn't.
It went that way. Yeah.
It went that way.
Sometimes we don't pick
Right.
it up. Yeah.
And
Too bad. It's dead.
it's dead, right? So I would have been okay because I think I was like helping managing. I would have been okay with, hey, yeah, man, it's an out, whatever. It was against our kid, right? I would have been okay with it because the umpire made a mistake. But the veteran was like, nope, you killed the ball. It's dead. It doesn't. So right then and there, it tells you, even when you're wrong, you're right.
Because what happens is the defense stops.
Yeah.
You could turn around the other way. So if I say fair ball, let's say ball down the line, let's say in the outfield, and I point fair, and then, hey man, that was foul by 3 feet. We couldn't. You're not supposed to, but we could. By rule, you could change it.
Yeah.
So you could say, even in the pros, they couldn't overturn it if he called foul already. It's dead. They can't even look at it because you just can't. Because then the defense stops.
Yeah, because you give up on it.
You give up on it, and who knows what was going to happen.
Or in the same way, like a base runner sees that, head down all the way home, right? It's like, well, that's all I need to see, and now I'm going to react to what you did, and that should be that.
Once you call it foul. It's
No, I agree with that. I think
it is tough to see. Let me cut you off. It's tough to see. One time, man, I'm going like the because catchers and us, by the time we pick it up a second later than the guys in the field. So I flip it off. He flips it off. We don't know. I hand the fucking kid a ball. the shortstop's catching the fucking ball. Give me the fucking ball back. And I'm like, well, tell nobody I did that. But he was ready to throw it to the pitcher, you know, 'cause he didn't know neither. 'Cause it looked like, sometimes it looks like, sometimes, man, the guy hit the ball, and I think it went over there, and it's a ground ball to fucking short.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the way it comes off the bat.
It does. It does.
sometimes.
You know, well, then you got
Yeah.
you know, like
Plus,
when, you got the mask, and you got the fucking catcher right there. I mean, there's a lot of shit. I mean, another story that I'll tell, and I think I said it like probably season 1, was there was an umpire that had a really mouthy manager, right? You know, you've obviously told a bunch of stories about that. And the guy goes, "Hey man, if you think you can fucking do it, we got a clinic coming up. If you want to be an umpire, come on in it, right?" And he's like, "Be an umpire." And he goes, "Okay, cool." And he had thrown the guy out 3 times, right? So the guy goes up there, and this guy is behind the plate, and this guy is sweating profusely. Like, I mean, you could tell he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, because he was fucking nervous, right? He was like, and it was just a standard fucking like striker ball, right? Yeah. But he was fucking, because there's people on base, like it's in his head now, and so and he and you know, the umpire was there talking to us because we're behind the fence. And I'm sitting there and I'm laughing. And again, another appreciation of the umpire, because I'm going, yeah, dude, there's a lot of shit going on in your fucking head. And this guy is like losing it. This guy's losing it.
Bro, I say ready for it. Every umpire, and this is the truth, and there's some umpires on there, and I'll tell you guys, every umpire sucks his first 3 years. I suck. Everybody sucks. I can tell. You have to be in it. And I was a little better, I thought, like when I first started, because I had like 30 years in the game as a player and a coach and everything else. I looked at it like I'm changing positions now. I kept telling them, I'm just changing positions. I'm going from short to third. I'm just a different position. But it's so much, like I got the greatest zone in the world. Why is everybody calling me an asshole? you know, why are these moms fucking yelling? So then you start realizing, every time I call that fucking pitch, because it's a different perspective. When you're in the box, it's here. When you're behind the plate, it's here. It's a different perspective.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm calling pitches the fucking neck. I think they're fucking strikes.
Yeah,
You know? And I see it when a kid comes up or some guy come from somewhere else and be like, I've been umpiring 11 years and I'm fucking this and I'm fucking that. And he gets back there, his ball's in the dirt, and he's like, hurt. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's their fucking first week. You know, and you can tell. But that's another thing I wanted to say. Like, because of all the bullshit, we lose young umpires. Like, guys will start.
Yeah.
And then they fuck this. I got my son when I basketball. I got my son into Katy Youth basketball. Yeah. And I was like, I'm like best friends with the director. I get him to do games. I said, son, you're making fucking $40 an hour.
Yeah.
You're working at McDonald's making fucking 10. I was like, this is great. You're in fucking high school. I said, Dad, they're fucking yelling at me every 5 minutes. I said, I can't do this. You know. And I was like, all right, forget it. It ain't for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's one of the problems. Now, you want good umpires. We could have good umpires, but you fucking abuse the shit out of them. They're like, fuck this. I'm not going to come out there.
100%.
So you're stuck with the same fucking... I was with a guy last night.
Thick skin.
Yeah, and I'm with a guy last night. Like, all these great umpires we have, they're all like 1,000 fucking years old. They suck. You know what I mean? And it's just like we can never get any new blood in because... You know what I'm trying to say? It's tough. Would you want a job? I mean, you know, would you want a job? I mean, sure, the money's okay, but it ain't great money. So it's good side money.
But you get yelled at.
But I mean, really, if
is it worth
you want
it?
somebody to call you an asshole, after a while, it's like.
When you were saying this you're saying this earlier, you were like about, you know, you got those players that no, that's the ball, that's outside. We were at the Cuba Hot Shots game in Coastal, and only one umpire showed up, which was, you know, Jose Rhino.
Okay.
Right. Now, Rhino, I've known him forever. We played together. I've known Rhino forever, him and Philip.
Right.
And Rhino has thick skin. Like, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Rhino's good. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Rhino,
And he's like, hey, get the fuck out of here, right? So, Rhino was the only one that showed up. And I mean, I was telling Cody, like, that's not by coincidence. There was no mishap in the schedule. What they saw was fucking Cuba and Hot Shots. I said, fuck that. I ain't showing up, right? And, you know, Rhino's back to calling it, and they know Rhino, and of course, they're not liking Rhino's strike zone or whatever, right? And Rhino's doing the best of his ability, and this and this and that. But that Rhino has thick skin, you know. And I go, you abuse the umpires. You want good umpires, but you abuse the motherfuckers, and this is what you're stuck with.
And
right?
and then look, you get a situation where I check the schedule now. I check to see who's playing, and I try to do my plates accordingly. Sometimes, sometimes I do it because I don't want to do the same team. I think, you know, let's say if I have you on Friday or Saturday, and then the next Saturday I'll try to do the field. Right. Sometimes I'm just like, hey man, I actually called Jose one time. And out of respect, because we had a big issue with them, with the Aviators, that game I was telling you about. And I obviously didn't like my fucking zone. But I was with somebody that was fucking 10 times worse than me. And no, really, he's like fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mention any names. And I was like, so be careful what you fucking wish for, guys.
Yeah.
And so I messaged Jose, and he'll tell you. And I was like, just if you want me to, I'll do your plate again. I was like, you know the other guy, you know me. I was like, you're gonna get a better zone with me. But I know what happened last time, and if you don't want me behind the plate, I'm fine with it. But you know,
Yeah.
and he was like, Bobby, I'd rather have you behind the dish. And I was like, okay. But you know what I'm saying? I gave him that respect, but I really didn't want to go back there again because I was like, my fucking skin ain't that fucking thick, right? And after the fucking El Porco,
Clearly.
El Porco.
Hey, let me ask you something. When they called you a pig, was it more offensive that you're a bodybuilder and have probably 0%
I
fat?
didn't know. I was like, he was like El Porco. I was like, all right, have a good one. I didn't fucking know what he meant.
Like he thought you were a cop or
Yeah, I
something?
didn't know.
Oh,
but
shit.
He told me he's calmed down. But that's what he tells me. But it's funny. He's got the same last name as my fiance. So I was like, he's fucking.
Yeah, but and that's the usual suspects, right? You get the same guys that fucking argue.
They're gonna get
I know
known
when
around
they're
the
coming
league.
up, and they're coming up, and I'm like, just keep your fucking shut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell him. Worse, I don't get from you guys, but you get from kids a lot. And like I said, then they turn into you guys. And
Yes,
like
exactly.
I'll call a pitch on the outside corner, and they'll be like, "Was that an outside strike?" Like, what the fuck do you mean by an outside strike?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your
Or
undertone?
and we love the. Is that as low as you're gonna go? Shut the fuck up and hit it.
So
Yeah.
do you not like that because they're
I don't-
12, or you don't like that at all?
Any conversation. No, I honestly, and people don't understand that. And maybe I'm fucked up. I don't know, but it's my zone,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to fuck you. It's my
Yeah.
zone. It's your job to adjust to my zone.
Yeah.
But I think that some guys legitimately might be trying to adjust
I'm
to that.
not your hitting coach.
right?
I'm not being rude to you. I'm not your hitting coach.
Well, no,
I'm not your pitching coach. I'm not.
No, no.
That guy's telling me, "Oh, help me out for my pitcher." I'm not your fucking pitching
No,
coach.
but
No, like,
but
hey,
it's-
all right, I thought that was low. It's a strike. Good. Is that as low as you're gonna go? Would you don't like that?
I don't particularly like. Some guys are
Okay.
like they're okay with it. I don't like. Was that low or outside, Blue? It was
Yeah.
a ball.
yeah.
That's all you fucking need to know.
But here's the thing. Think about this, Cody.
And that's happened to me.
Because-
And I can
so-
tell you a story on that, but go
because,
ahead.
Let me say one thing. Because I really believe in my heart of hearts, they really don't want to fucking know that. They were trying to tell me it was a fucking
Yes,
strike.
I agree with you.
They're not
Yeah,
trying to.
yeah.
They're not trying to fucking do it. You're arguing. And I say, I'll fucking
Passive aggressive.
You're passive aggressive. You're arguing balls. I'm not arguing. If you're saying something that anything you say in that situation to me
Yes.
is your fucking argument. I
Yeah.
got a thing. I tried to tell the guy. I was like, your argument. He's like, I'm not arguing with you. I was like, no, the definition of the word argue is you don't agree with me. It doesn't mean we're going to fight. I don't want to fight you. I'm like, I'm not saying that, motherfucker. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's an argument. If you say to me, where was that?
Yeah.
Where was that? That's an argument. Believe it
Yeah.
or not. Where was that?
Yeah.
Where'd you
Yeah.
have that? Is that as high as you're going to go?
Yeah.
That means you're telling me you thought it
No,
was fucking
no,
high.
I think
And I'm not arguing with you.
No, I get what you're saying.
You
I
know what I'm
get
saying?
what you're saying.
When it comes
No.
to balls and strikes, because now, and I'm going to tell you, as an umpire, the next time that pitch is there, do I give it to him now? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I got to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to be an asshole.
You do.
Yeah. Did I look at
Yeah,
the camera and
no,
say
but yeah, but here's the thing. Can you imagine if he said, "Hey, is that the swing you've been swinging with the whole life?" Like you're gonna take it offensive. Like, okay, do you know where the strike zone is? Like, cause like if you said, if I swing at a pitch 3 feet up, is that how high you go? You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, like you said, I think you said it perfect earlier. You're gonna swing at a pitch 2 feet higher than your head,
And
and
the
then you're gonna
next
question one down there.
Next pitch on the corner. Oh, it's fucking. That's outside. And the fucking
Half
catcher,
a ball out, right?
Not
Yeah.
even. The catcher's like fucking set up on the black.
Yeah.
And no, that's outside. That's a fucking side. And I hear it. I hear it.
Exactly. And you're like, all of a sudden now you know the fucking strike
see-
zone.
but
When
see,
when you strung up here, it was
There are guys though. See now, if I say something to you about that pitch, and then the next time they give it to them because they don't want to get yelled at again.
Yeah.
So they don't, that's my philosophy. Knobloch's brother, Chuck Knobloch's brother, Mark Knobloch, he come up to me. He's coaching the summer. I'm doing Bel Air summer ball, and he come up to me. Goes, he's walking back from third, and he goes, "I'd just like to see a little more consistency out of you. That's all. A little more consistency." And I was like, "That's your warning." And I don't even know who the fuck your family is.
Yeah.
And
But
he's
it's
like, but
true.
all I said to you, I was like, I know what you said to me, and I know what you meant.
Yes, exactly.
You know
I
what mean?
agree with
He
that.
said it nicely. He was like, I just like to see you're doing a great job. I just see a little more consistency. I was like, oh yeah, say something again. And you
Yeah,
won't say the rest of the
and I think that you're being passive aggressive.
Yeah.
and
That's what it comes down.
exactly when guys do that shit. Yeah.
I asked you a question once, and sometimes I do ask this question, right? If it's a close ball and I offer at it, but I don't think I swung, I will say, and it's called a strike, I will say, hey, was that on the swing or is that called, right?
I will answer that question, but I will also, and then I'll give you a definition so you don't answer it again. Ask it again. If we're supposed to, if it's a called strike, we're supposed to be verbal. So just so you know, so if I go, it was a called strike.
Okay.
If you swung, we're gonna do this. Or now if it's a check swing, I might say he offered.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that's what you're asking, right?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna if I don't say anything, then it wasn't a called strike.
Okay. Well, I heard
Yeah.
strike, and I'm thinking,
Did he
fuck,
say the words?
I-
Did he say strike?
No, you said strike,
Then
and
it was a called strike.
okay. Well, then that's what I asked.
You didn't have to fucking ask me because I fucking.
Well,
told
I
you.
know that now. I know that now.
But that's okay. There's a little more that I'll accept because there could be some confusion on that on the call. So you're not arguing with me. You're just asking what kind of strike it was.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it was a strike.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah, I
Either
just
way,
didn't
so
know
I'm
if
not
it
gonna
was.
I'm not gonna get mad at you for that.
Okay.
But no.
Well,
but
because your response was like, well, you were about to swing, but it was a strike. What's the
I
difference?
think you know what? I think it was one of those where it was
The 14th game?
But it was a strike anyway, and I think I remember that.
Yeah.
But and you were nice about it, and you kind of went anyway, and whatever I did, it was a strike no matter how I did it. So it was like that. But sometimes I have to be emphatic, like I said. But you don't want to show the theory is you don't want to show a guy up on a swing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now if it's a check, you got to tell everybody he
Yeah.
offered.
Okay.
You know, but if you swing, would you like me? You know, would you like, he went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
like,
don't
no
hear
shit.
that, no shit, I went, asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm letting everybody know you swung and missed. you
Yeah,
know?
no, but I'll say this. I'll definitely. I kind of know where Cody's coming from because I've done it before too. Not asked because I feel like it's passive aggressive. So, but I feel like the question will pop in my mind. Like if I go offer up and I believe I check because every fucking batter thinks a check swing, right? Every batter thinks it didn't go, right? I stopped, right? So you go, right, and you check swing, right? You think it's a check swing, you stop. And then all of a sudden it's like strike. And then in my mind I do ask myself, like, did he think I went or is he calling it a strike?
Now you guys know this. Now there's no like you hear all this shit. Did the bat head cross the plate? Did he break his wrist? Right. It doesn't say any of that.
No.
Did he offer?
Did he offer?
That's
Right?
all I mean. So it becomes an umpire judgment thing. Like, do you feel he offered at the fucking like that asshole in the fucking Dodger Giant game? He offered. He fucking moved his pinky. He offered. You know what I mean? But it's just judgment. Did he offer? Did he make an attempt to that makes it very ambiguous. You know, and that's makes this game hard, but it also makes it kind of beautiful. You know what I mean?
I ask it to try and help me out, right? Because if I thought that was high and I didn't want to go after it, and that's why I didn't swing, and it was like, okay, well, I was right knowing that was a ball, but I didn't hold up fast enough for it to be a ball.
No, I know sometimes guys are asking just for general. I can tell when somebody's being an asshole to somebody, but most of it. See, the problem is, like the assholes ruin it for like the good because they think, you know what else we fucking hate? That ain't you. You ever hear guys say that?
Yes.
Right down the fucking cock. Who the fuck was it?
Who's it for?
Because it used to be like, you know, if somebody threw you a first pitch curveball, you know, or a slider, a really good slider.
Yeah.
That ain't you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now it's a fastball right down the cock. That ain't you. That's directed at fucking me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been in the field and I see it, I'm like, what the fuck did you see, motherfucker? Because that was like right down the fucking middle.
Oh man.
You know, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you're cussing more than me, Bobby. I'm really like, people are like, man, Bo goes, if we had a shot every time they said the F word, we'd fucking be drunk. I love it. No, I love it though, man.
Funny thing is, I'm an English teacher.
It's the most, it's the best universal word there is, man.
It's a verb. It's a noun.
Yeah,
It's an adjective. It's
everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's my favorite word, man. So, man, that's some really good stories here, man. I definitely, but I like that, man. That you're sharing these stories, a different side, people behind the plate, right? You know.
I like what you said too, because we're not the bad guy. You see me and most of the time we're having a good time until somebody fucking takes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, to another level.
Yeah,
you know
just being disrespectful.
But like, I like to just, hey, let's play ball. And sure, you're not. And that's what kind of gets me though. Like, they don't understand. A, it's not everything's gonna go your way, and B, we're gonna get some shit wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna get some shit wrong. And if you don't know that, it's like you've never seen. I'll say to the guy, and that's maybe I get in trouble. Like, is this your first fucking game? You know what I mean? Like, did you not know that we could make mistakes?
Yeah.
Did you think that everything is going to be fucking perfect?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's not like, hey, he was safe by 3 feet and we called him out. It's just, hey, it's a banger.
Yeah,
You know,
hey, the bangers are tough, man, because you got to make the call right then and there. So I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'll never say anything, you know. But I definitely the bangers is like when I walk back to the dugout, I'm like, bro, it was close. Like I mean, like I got my hand in there, but they can't see that from the fucking angle that I'm at. So it is what the fuck it is.
If anything, you blame yourself. Like, well, damn it, I shouldn't have made it that close.
Sometimes
it's gonna be on me. I don't want to put it in the umpire's
But people
hand.
don't look at it that way anymore. They look at let me try to blame somebody, and it starts kind of young.
Well, that's why him and I have never been kicked out of a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like that. I like that.
No, that's the truth though, man. Because we don't argue with the umpires. Just like, hey, man, if I don't like it, I don't like it. And I just keep it to myself and I walk back.
No, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I saw something. I'm watching the Dodgers. This was 2 years ago. Kershaw's pitching, and he does a pick off the first, and he tags him on his shoulder. Okay, and they call him out. And they said actually they go to the replay and they call him out. And they said they're teaching them now in the majors because of replay. Because, like, you know, like every time somebody picks somebody off and it looks like an out and everybody's, he got him, and we're like, safe. Because 9 out of 10 times he's safe.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get him on, if you don't get him on the hand going in, it's hard to see. Because we figure if he tags him up here, he got in. Unless it's out by a mile. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or he tags him on the fucking helmet or he tags him on the back and they think he got him. But now they're teaching him in the majors. Just get the fucking tag down as fast as you can. And if we got him, we're going to go to the replay. We're going to call time and we're going to get him.
Yeah.
Because it was always taught, the first baseman's always taught to go for the hand.
Yeah.
But now just get the fucking ball and get it down. And that's what they're teaching them now.
Yeah.
Using replay as a tool in the game. I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is they're holding the tag more on the player now because now if he comes off the fucking mob bag, because you're not gonna see that. I mean, I've seen some fucking plays of the guys coming in second and he just like kind of he just comes up like this and like, oh, he's safe. I'm like, motherfucker, like how are you as a human going to fucking see that?
Especially if it's like that.
You know what I mean?
Then you go to the replay and he's off by what, an inch?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the ball is on him. He's off. We got an out.
Yeah, we got an out.
Yeah.
So and it changes the game. It changes the fucking and people think that we got the same fucking technology.
It doesn't change our game.
Yeah.
So we're still playing, you know, by the Stone Age rules. So.
Yeah. What is it? What Jose say? I hate it when the other team starts trying to make their own calls to influence umpires. I'm with you, Bobby. Dude.
Hey, Jose turned me on to a place. Jersey Bagels.
Jersey Bagels.
Jersey Bagels in Cyprus, Jose. Good spot.
The other thing too, man, is with when you know when you got people trying to influence them or whatever, and like it doesn't bother me. I get it. Like there was a play at the tournament I had, and what the fuck was it? The guy, what did he say? The pitcher said that it was a foul ball or something, and I was like, oh man, and I looked at the catcher. I'm like, look, I know what you're fucking doing, right? I get it, because they're asking me, you know, I hit you. I said, you know, it was a foul. I said, no, it didn't. I said, but I know what you're doing. I said, I know I'm not mad at you, but I'm telling you the truth. It didn't fucking do that, you know, and it's just funny because when it didn't go personal or nothing. The umpire's like, I didn't see what you saw, whatever, and we left it at that. But it's one of those things where some guys just get too serious about it, man, and start some shit over it. So, I don't know. You ready to get some scores or what?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Let's do Friday, and then let's do Saturday. Then we'll talk about Friday because evidently there was a big game, right? Or a big finish to a game.
It was a great finish. It was a great fucking finish.
So really, Saturday. Well, the playoffs are set now, right?
Yes.
That's what we're waiting on. A couple seeds.
Yeah.
So there was really only 3 games. First game was the 45s. They beat the Aviators 4-1. Did you umpire Saturday at all?
I was doing college showcase.
Okay. The Redbirds, they locked up the 2 seed over the Avengers 8-3, and the Braves beat the Bandits 13-3, which those were all makeup games. So next Saturday we start the playoffs. Which I don't know. Are you going to be part of that?
Well, I got showcased. I did do the 2 championship games Sunday. The men's, the 55 and over.
Okay.
I did the Tigers.
How'd that go?
Who's it? The Generals gave the Tigers a run.
Oh, no shit.
10 to 8, 10 to 7. Matter of fact, I had to yell at them at the end. Believe it or not, because that's another thing we love. Like with this clock. So now it's 2:20. We're playing 2:45.
Yeah.
Now they got a minute to go. So they come out, no warm ups. We need a batter. I said, just because you're in a fucking hurry don't mean everybody else has got to be in a fucking hurry. they didn't like that. But you know how teams do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they try to rush the other team. It's like they get 1 minute between innings. That's it. And they ain't got to step up to it. If he wants to fucking call time, well, in the thing, if he wants, you know.
Yeah, get something in his eye.
Yeah. They want to make a visit. You know, guys make a visit when they're up.
Yeah.
Hey, he can't do that. It's allowed fucking 2 more. You know, or 1 more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but guys want to do that. And they try to say that the first game, the Cardinals and the Cardinals were losing to the Diablos. Diablos won the whole game 6-0, and then the Cardinals in the last inning scored 8 fucking runs.
That's men's baseball.
Unbelievable.
That's men's baseball, right, Cody?
Yeah.
That's men's baseball.
That is what can happen.
They won 8-6. And they won 8-6. And they have that A and B championship in the older guys.
Oh, okay.
So, but the Tigers win every season.
Oh, man.
What is that?
You guys will be playing.
HHL probably.
That's okay.
You guys will be playing for the Tigers.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Hey, before we get to that real quick, Cody, Paul has a question. What's worse, working with a newbie umpire or working by yourself?
I have trouble. I'm very protective, believe it or not, of my partners. Like, you know.
Should be.
And that's because it's me and him out there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
especially if I got a kid, I will try too hard to protect him. I get in more trouble that way. Being by yourself, actually, I don't mind because if I fuck up, I'm like, hey man, I'm by myself. What do you want?
That should go to, right?
And I do. I was like, hey, but come on, I would see it, man, but I can't. But there's a girl umpire
Oh, okay.
that we have, and I can't. I mean, nothing against girls, but MLB was taking a look at it. Just what's it? Diversity? Is that?
Diversity.
I was going to say adversity, but it's
diversity.
I'm an English teacher. Man. so MLB was taking a look at her, but she is like an average umpire. Okay, but I guess maybe she's the best girl umpire in the world. But to me, she's
There's probably not even a lot of girl umpires.
Exactly, but to me, she's average. But she gets in trouble a lot, and then guys will go. Like I heard from the dugout, she's a woman, and then I got to step in and be like,
yeah.
it's 2021, you can't say that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hear that again, I'm kicking everybody out.
Yeah.
So I'm very protective. Get back to the question. A newbie, I like to work with younger umpires and try to help them out.
Mentor them.
Yeah, but if I had my druthers between that and that, you know, I don't mind working by myself. Because like I said, if anything, I got an out, and then I get to control fucking everything.
Yeah,
you know
right.
What I mean?
There's no check with him to say.
Yeah, especially we call it throwing you in the grease. Like so, some guys we don't like. I'll be honest with you. There's some I see him on the schedule. I'm like, that guy will throw you in the fucking grease.
Right.
Meaning he'll fuck up. Like I said about, and God bless Don Hammons and his Viagra. But like that game there, I'm the fucking, everybody's coming to me, Bobby. You know, used to say, Bobby, why aren't you behind the plate? I'm the good guy. I make one fucking call, everybody wants to kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they'll throw you in the grease when you have a, you know. But that's the answer to that question.
Cool. All right, go ahead, Cody.
Where was I? Oh, playoffs. So, Cyclones and Avengers at Mall at 12. Pirates and Ironbirds, 12 o'clock at Northland. And then we got Colt 45 and Redbirds. They play at 4, along with the Pelicans and the Padres at 4 at Northland.
Gonna be some good baseball, man.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be on Stadium Cast TV. So if you got the membership, tune in. It's gonna be some good baseball this Saturday.
It's all single elimination.
Single elimination,
Yeah.
man. Do.
Eight teams and
That's it.
That's it. I kind of like that
Yeah.
single elimination, but stuff.
it's gonna be fun.
Friday. You already talk about Friday?
Friday, we have the continuation of the Eagles and Cyclones, which I believe you were not a part of, from what
But
I
I watched
understand.
it. But I watched it.
You watched it.
I did.
So
it
as
was
I
great, man.
understand it, they were down 4 runs,
Correct.
and the lights, they had problems with lights,
That's what I heard about.
Oh, yeah.
And-
We have this hard cutoff at
Right.
10:45.
Right.
which is
I heard that.
reminiscent of
The Pirates
the
and
Pirates and Redbirds
Right.
Yeah.
game, right? So had to continue, half an inning probably?
Yes, sir. It was top of 8th, I think it was.
Yeah, so the Cyclones score 4 runs in the 9th inning to tie it up,
Holy
Right?
shit.
right?
Yeah.
So they tie it up in the 9th inning. It goes to the 11th, and it looks like the Cyclones walked it off with a run in the 11th.
And here's the thing. I rarely get excited about shit, but this is my team, right? This is me figuring out how I have a game Friday, right? And so I'm sitting there at this fucking, me and Omar eating at this bar, right? Because I was playing baseball, and we're sitting there watching, and I'm like, fuck yeah, hell yeah, let's go, motherfucker. I'm just yelling, and everybody's looking at me kind of weird. I'm like, dude, Omar's probably never seen me that excited over a fucking game, right? But I'm like, I was getting excited how some people get excited about watching NFL games.
I was saying, it's almost like you're watching a Major League game on
Major
TV,
League,
right?
yeah, something like, oh, fuck yeah.
Well, you should have had him put it on the television. I know you had all your cords with you.
Right? Can you put this on? A very important game on. So I'm still watching. I'm watching they got it tied up, and when I see them battling back, and here's what it comes. They hit into a routine double play, which would have ended the fucking game. Okay, right? Man on third. Okay, hit into a double play, and second baseman pitches it to short. Short makes a throw. I can't tell how bad the throw was. Like whether it was a nice little hop, was it way off? All I know is first base didn't get it.
Okay, went through him.
Went through him.
Like a one hop.
I couldn't tell. Somebody hopefully would be able to chime in and tell me. Down 3, bottom of the 8th. X is on there. I don't know how bad the throw was. All I know is that it got past him. I guess it goes past him.
Was it on a throw or was it on the first baseman should have stopped it or no?
See, from an infielder, I have a big beef about first basemen. That you need to, if I throw it on the line and one bounces to you, you need to pick me up.
You need to help you out. Right?
You need to help me out, right? I'm not gonna get I want to get it to your chest, but I'm not always gonna get it to. So I couldn't tell how bad the throw was. All I know is that had they made that play, that's it, right? I think we would continue the game. That's what it was, because it was tied. We would continue the next inning. So what ended up happening was he missed the fucking ball. David runs home, and
he was at third.
He was at third, and he saw the ball go past first base, and he just slides in, just like just does that MLB shit. It was kind of cool, man. And everybody's just jumping on the field. That's cool. And it was good for us. I feel bad for the Eagles, because the Eagles kind of had it in the bag, and shit like that. So, but it was a great game. I was pumped up. I get to play in the championship this Friday. So, shout out to my team. Northern Christian. Okay, Northern Christian, because we're doing Northern Christian because there's no time. Right. Because we do 9 innings, all 9 innings. Right. So, again, the game stopping helps another Redbird game out, and because we were part of one of
I think Stewart's 2 for 2? 2 for 2 on that. 2
for 2 on stop games. Yeah. So, but shout out to X, and we got Pedro on here, and
Pedro.
He said X said it was catchable and it was low. So
okay.
Yes.
You gotta stop it though.
I agree.
Even if you don't catch, you gotta knock it down.
I agree. It got my and that was some of the woes I had in Florida was like I was bouncing them. I could not even
on turf or grass.
It was on some were on turf and some was on grass.
And turf, it's easy bounce.
Exactly.
A turf, you got to read that.
I mean, even that Cyclones game, at the end of the day, it's my fault, right? I can't hit you in the chest. But like in that Cyclones games, I had a few throwing errors that I felt like the first baseman should have picked me up on, right? Bounced up. Sorry about that. Bounced up, and he should have caught it. Didn't. At the end of the day, it's my fault. It's my error. E6, right? So, which led to some of those fucking runs, So it bothered me. I'm glad these guys pulled it off. Good luck. We're playing the Hot Shots, so that's gonna be interesting. So, but here's the interesting with Hot Shots. A little interesting fact: the Hot Shots have a championship Friday, and they have a championship game Sunday. So
pitching wise,
exactly.
What are they gonna throw? Is that the same squad?
Most of them.
With a couple
variables. Right. And so
check them rosters.
Yeah.
I know Jesse Long.
Right. I'm with you. So I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this: is that I don't think they'll do anything funny. It's harder in HBA. It's harder in HBA.
Right. Everything's computer.
Yes, and it doesn't mean it hasn't happened, because we had a disqualification last season over that shit for some reason, illegal players. But I think that Stewart is already fucking.
Stewart is fucking. Let me tell you a story about Stewart. Can I tell a story about Stewart?
Give me Stewart's story.
Because Stewart's like the nicest, sweetest fucking guy in the world, but Stewart's fucking cold-blooded.
Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Playing the yard goats. And
Oh, I know what he's gonna say.
and the little catcher, blonde guy, little blonde guy, he's about 3 feet tall.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah. Well, he's 3 feet tall. He's got a son about a foot and a half, and he gets hurt in the stands. He falls down. He's bleeding. So catcher says, "Go take care of your son. I'm behind the plate." Takes his son to go to fucking hospital. So when they come back around, I can never say his name. He yelled at me for mispronouncing Chow. I called him Chow.
Chill.
It is Chow. I said, "All right, take a fucking easy. I can't fucking pronounce your name."
Yeah,
And
we
he goes-
fucked up too and said his
Yeah,
name
he
wrong.
got mad. He got mad at me. So anyway, he goes, "That's just going to be." It's like most of the time somebody gets hurt, we just skip over.
Right.
So I said, "All right, let me go talk to Stork." Stork goes, "Well, the player did not get hurt, because I understand it was his son, but that's an out." So I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have to fucking enforce this. So I go tell Chow, and Chow's fucking smoke, but it's right. He's okay. They want to play like that. And I'm like, fucking Stork.
He put you in a yeah.
Yeah, but by rule, he's fucking right, and I gotta enforce it because the player was
100%.
not hurt. And then he ended up coming back. I was like, and then they put him back in. Everything was alright, but they were pissed, and it was made it actually an interesting game. But just to show you, like Stork knows. The
No,
fucking
no.
rules.
Let me give you. Sorry, Stu. We're not talking shit about you.
We love you,
We're
Stork.
but because he's my coach and shit, my manager. So I want to make sure. I
When
want
you get
to.
benched.
Yeah, I
you're
was
like,
say I
yeah,
want to make sure I play in the championship game.
Nice podcast, Mondo. Enjoy the fucking game from the bench.
Yeah, no shit. I'll be reporting live from the bench.
Go get the balls.
Yeah, no. Quit the foul balls,
Go get the
motherfucker.
fucking balls.
There was a few seasons ago that back when the River Dogs were a good team. They were playing the Redbirds, and that he runs that team on Saturday.
Right.
And we had a rule that the rule first started that you have to be the correct jersey in the playoffs. Okay, in the playoffs for sure.
When you say correctors, you
Like you have
Matching, everybody's
Matt
gotta
has
be
you
matching.
matching.
So if I show up in black and everybody's wearing red, I'm fucking.
You're
You're
done.
fucked.
I'm
Yeah.
fucked.
Which
Okay.
is a perfect analogy because the River Dogs, Corey, right? It's Corey. Big Money Corey, fucking eyes like jerseys
Got
every
three
fuck.
versions, right?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. Their ace pitcher shows up with the wrong jersey. Still River Dogs, wrong jersey. Yes,
So don't let
sir.
it happen.
And Stu's like, hey, he's not wearing the correct jersey.
They enforce it.
Yes, sir.
God
They
bless
enforced
America.
it. Yes.
God bless America.
And so that their ace pitcher, it's that lefty. It's the lefty. Is
no,
Rawmaker?
yeah.
Well, it's not the young. That's
Oh,
not
it's
his
not the
cousin.
young one? He
Yeah,
throws hard. He
yeah,
throws
but there's
hard.
another lefty they had that
Okay.
throws hard too, and the great pitcher, they couldn't. So that season,
But
that game they locked it up.
So he wouldn't even, and then it got names and numbers, so they can't even fucking. I was thinking, I was
Change-
brainstorming, just somebody give him a jersey.
So
That would be legal
so-
as well.
I don't know. I actually don't think it would. I don't think it would. I think you'd be
Because I
like,
see guys. Matter of fact, they were talking. I guess you know how you guys buy jerseys.
Yeah.
And then 'cause I seen everybody had the same fucking last name, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? I was like, but it was a deal where they had them and they just bought it. And I heard the guys talking. Well, I could have bought a new one for 70, but I could have this one for 25. So I took this one for 25.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't think they've really enforced the last name because here's the thing:
Yeah.
we're supposed to buy extra jerseys, right? We're supposed to buy extra jerseys, like they have no last names, so that when you get a paid per game player PPGs, that hey, here's a jersey.
Right.
Because before it was just playoffs, and then it slowly the season after that it became every player has to have one,
Okay.
and then it became okay. We might give you the first 2 or 3 games to get your shit together,
Right.
a little grace
remember
period, but now everybody, which you've umpired multiple leagues, it looks a little more professional when you
Right.
got everybody wearing the same shit, because otherwise it looks like an all-star
I
game.
remember.
It's
the
not
Pi-
confusing. You know
Right.
who's on base and who's not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
When the Pirates, when you guys first started, and you gave JD the fucking like an extra small, we were busting his balls. Remember?
You talking about
Cruz.
yeah
I love him, but
Yeah, no,
he's
yeah,
Like, he's like, look at this fucking shit, Bobby.
yeah no,
like-
and here that's probably why he left.
That's why we didn't see him again after that.
we never seen Johnny
But You were
again.
going through that stage of just getting your jersey.
Yes.
And you gave him a fucking jersey, and it wasn't even Cruz on the back; it was somebody else's name.
And joining in is fucking Jordan, which I went through Jordan's buddy,
Hey,
right?
what's up, Jordan?
Jordan's like, oh, I got a friend, and those jerseys were trash. I told, hey, if
Those
you
conversations never go well, right? Hey, I got a friend. Right?
Yes,
I got a friend.
I want-
No, I
fuck
don't need a
that.
friend. I need a professional.
I don't need a guy in the garage. I need a guy that can do it. So So what I did is I told the guys, because some of those guys still play with him on Sunday with Jordan. I said, hey, when you see Jordan, fucking hit him with the ball, whatever the fuck you want to do. I was like, because he's the one that got the
You know, it's
jersey.
bad when you get drilled over your fucking
Jerseys,
jersey
right?
person. I hit that motherfucker.
Yeah, hit that motherfucker.
He fucked me out of $80.
Yes. So I was like, I don't, Johnny, I don't disagree with those short. I mean, everybody complained about him. I mean, there was like, it went wide, but it was the same length.
I
You know.
his birthday on Facebook. I was like, I bought you a fucking jersey to fish you.
I think what David actually put a tail on it so it wouldn't stand tucked.
He sewed an extra layer to the bottom of it so it would stay tucked into his
Yeah,
pants.
those were trash. Now our new manager Corden Ballard got us some better jerseys, and then Josh Wells had a guy that was a professional and he got us yellow jerseys, so now we got 2 jerseys. But you know, it was now we have that, right? So Stewart called out that guy, and then I remember when we were gonna that year that it was gonna be the Redbirds and Pirates in the semifinals. My pitcher didn't have a jersey. This is before the season jerseys were enforced, and so it was my ace pitcher. And I remember Stewart every week, hey man, make sure your guy has his jersey. Make sure you get. And I already knew I already knew the story, so I already knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
well, you don't want to force him to have to pull that card.
Correct.
Because he will.
Yes, he will.
He's a stickler, especially like with the courtesy running. Sometimes that's one main thing I handle at the plate. Like, how we running today, guys? You know what I mean? And like most guys are flexible. Now, so it's 2 outs for the pitcher only. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever Stewart says, it's worth fucking doing because I know he's not gonna do anything else. Some guys are like pitchers, catchers, anytime. We don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to know so I'm not any bullshit.
Well, everybody's got to be on the same page.
Yeah, but
No, yeah.
But it's different in every league too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know what the fuck I'm at. It's 35 and over, 55 and over. Men's Joe's league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's a tough part for you guys. Like, that's why I say, hey, let's get together and figure out what's going on. So for the most part, it's good, but he is a stickler for that shit. So
you know what? I bet you he's gotten some W's out of that,
of course,
or some runs, or got some runs.
Yeah,
out of that.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good manager.
No, it is, and that's what he's definitely good at managing the game very well.
Yeah.
So hate him or love him, he's doing his job. So. You know, I don't mind. I mean, to me, when he's a stickler for that shit. I mean, now the ball hit was. I feel like he was crossing that fucking line. The kid. I was like, bro, you.
Matty's a good kid, good catcher too.
Yeah.
That caused the fucking.
Yeah. I could see that, you know, but
I stepped aside. I was like, I'm not getting in the middle of this fucking shit.
Oh yes, especially with Coach Chell, man. Man. He's so old school, man. You know, Coach Chell just.
He got mad at me. I got a lazy partner, routine pop up, right? And he's an A behind first base.
Yeah.
So no matter what, he's supposed to run in, right? He don't move. The fucking guy drops it. Now he's trailing the play by 50 feet. So I come out. I'm by the pitchers now.
Yeah.
And I see the tag. But he called him safe because he can't see the tag. So that's not being a bad angle. That's being lazy.
Yeah.
Because he didn't move. So the other team, I forget who. I think it was the Hot Shots. And they come and talk. It was a Friday night game at Memorial. And they come to him, and he comes to me. That's why I don't like something. Now I tell guys after this, stay right where you are. That's your fucking call.
Yeah.
So he comes to me. I said, Joe. I said, I'm gonna give you a piece of information, but it's your information. It's your call. I said, I got a tag. It's out by 5 feet, but you make the call. Do with that what you want. Keep it, change it, whatever. So he turned around. He's like, he said it was a tag, and he runs back to fucking first base. So I'm 10 feet from Chow. What does Chow do? Come fucking charging me.
Flying at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go talk to him. He's all the way over there. I said, well, go to fucking talk to him. And that's when I kept going, Chow. And he's like, my name is not Chow. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. But that's why I won't even have, like, it's your fucking call. Unless it's a rule or something like that, it's your fucking call. You know?
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. And I think that's why Paul asked earlier, like, we want a newbie, you want to be by yourself, because it's maybe I'm not saying this guy was a newbie, but that's what you're going to run into is trying to...
He's the same guy I told you about that called Corey out at the fucking plate and Corey was safe.
Oh, that guy.
The same fucking old skinny guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have guys that, you know, that you work well with, you know, that you would rather be with, you know, make a good team, so to speak.
There's some guys, the Reynoso, I like working with the Reynoso brothers because they're watching.
Yeah. No, I like working with them too. I think they're fair. I mean, you know, people have their opinions about every fucking umpire. I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter, man. They're being as fair as they can. And then here's my thing. Like, okay, like when you're behind the dish, if your strike zone is low, right, or you're counting outside, I always tell guys, tell the pitcher, live there.
Live there.
Live there. That's what it's giving you. Fucking go there.
I tell you what. If anything, one thing about me, I got a very generous outside corner. Because in my mind, if it's a righty and he's going to catch some of that black on the way, so even if he catches, you might think it's a little off the plate. I'm going to say it caught some black on the way over.
Well, really, it's just off the plate.
Hey, I'm plugging you guys.
That is why we are here. It is just off the plate. Those are balls. We don't like them. We don't want them.
But to Mondo's point, so you see me giving you that. Why are you fucking coming upstairs?
Yeah.
Why are you coming upstairs? And I wanting that fucking pitch. I'm not giving you that pitch.
Yeah.
I'm giving you this fucking
pitch. Giving you that pitch, exactly. And then as a batter, and this is the same thing, like when I'm playing defense, and I see him, like, man, that's a little off. We're up from where I'm at, right? Or a little high, a little low, whatever I say, right? I'm like, okay, now is when I go to bat, I need to understand that because I need to make my adjustments. If you call a little high, then I gotta adjust my zone to that shit. You know what I mean? So. But the thing is a pitcher is never going to argue, hey, Blue, that was a ball. That's not a strike. He's not going to fucking do that, right? He's going to take those fucking strikes you give him, even if they're not, right? So why argue when it doesn't go your way? It doesn't make any sense.
I love the pitchers when they come up to bat and they argue. And I go, really, son? You know you're going to...
Son.
Really, son? You're going to want that fucking pitch in 5 minutes, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Earl said it to me one time because I'd argue with you, but I know you're going to give me that pitch too. I said, you got it.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to know me, I give a generous outside corner. Now on the inside, we'll say righty and righty. It's got to get black on the inside. So I can't give you a ball here and give you a ball here. Now I'm asking you to do too much.
Yeah.
And upstairs, downstairs, I'm not going to make you swing at that. I'm going between the letters and the belt halfway, and I'm not going any higher.
Like belly button, maybe.
Well, I'm looking at the bat. I'm looking at the bat, and I'm cutting you in half. When you get in the box, like Royals, I'm looking at Royals. I'm looking at your belt, and I'm cutting that in half. And that's my zone.
That's the top?
That's the top. So next time you don't have to fucking ask me.
And then, okay.
And is that as high as you're going to get, Blue?
And you're at the knees?
Now I'm at the knees, but I might go a little lower than the knees. I'm not going to give you any hot. My point is I'm not going to give you anything upstairs.
That's what I wanted to hear.
And that's going to be on
I'm satisfied.
And that's going to be on a catcher. If I see you do this shit,
right,
it's a fucking ball. If you're set up at the knees, I'm watching you, and you do this shit, it's a fucking ball. Come on, Blue. He knows what the fuck you did.
Exactly. You know what you did, motherfucker. You know what you did, motherfucker.
I ran the guy hard. I swear to God. There's a pitch. The 16 use college showcases. Ball's in the other fucking batter's box. And the kid brings it back to the corner.
Something insult, right?
And the coach is going on. I said, you better tell him where that pitch was. And he goes, it was on the corner. And I had to run.
Corner of the batter's box.
And I had to run the motherfucker. And I was like, and I told him, you're gonna get your fucking coach ejected every fucking time. Be honest.
Yeah.
Tell him because they try to be passive aggressive. Jimmy, where was that?
Yeah, exactly.
And if I love it. Jimmy goes, it was outside. I'm like, good job, Jimmy.
Yeah,
sometimes Jimmy's a little shit, and Jimmy will go, it was on the corner. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. All right, you saw your last strike,
dude. But to me, it's like when a coach asks that question, it's like, bro, I know what you want.
Stupid.
Yes, and I'm like, you know what the fuck I have to say if I want to continue against these guys.
Oh, I call him out. I know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, no, and I get that. That's why I don't even ask no fucking questions.
I look at it like this. We've seen a lot of the same umpires, right? I look at them as if they're players. Or pitchers, right? You know what they're gonna do.
We're part of
you know where they're gonna call it.
We don't want to be part of the game, but you gotta play. That's part of the game. Like I just told you where my fucking zone is.
And I already knew that, and I'm so glad you said that.
Right. And now next time you get up and you take that pitch on the corner and you go, Bobby, that was outside. Motherfucker,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that ever again.
I'm just saying.
I know, but if I ever said that, I will not say it again. I know.
But if you figured it out,
he's warning you right now.
Yeah,
you got to warn him. You got to warn him.
The whole fucking league.
You got to warn him one night.
All the leagues know now.
I've already figured that out. I'm so glad to hear you say it.
But if you but like Mondo said, that's thank you so much because fucking baseball like you're fucking up there.
Yeah.
If I'm giving you that pitch, I would throw it there to my fucking arm fellow.
Yes,
I'm telling you, that's a fucking strike. But it's outside. It's a fucking strike today.
Yes, it's a strike to you, and that's what you got to fucking live with.
And most of the time, and me and Chris, I told you about.
Yeah.
Me and Chris,
I haven't seen him in a while, man.
He's like me a little fed up with the shit. You know what I mean? A little fed up. So, but and the worst thing is with the
because he got thrown at.
You
heard about that, right?
Yeah,
that was not cool, man. I was not.
That's a little too far.
No, you don't do that shit. I'll run everybody for that shit.
Yeah,
You're
for
supposed
sure.
to. You're supposed to run the pitcher, the catcher, and the manager. Everybody, if you feel that it was on purpose,
Yeah.
That was first day. Camp.
Well, no. He was, I think, fucking walking away. Like,
was? Oh, that's right. I heard about. Oh, that
yeah,
was
he was like walking
I thought
away.
behind a dish, you know. He told
No.
me that.
It wasn't like, hey, look, fastball.
I've seen that.
No.
Yeah. It never happened to me,
There
but
was
yeah.
there was no doubt that he was throwing at him. I mean,
and let me tell you something. He is a great fucking umpire. He's
Yeah.
a good
I
man,
like
good
Chris,
umpire, honest, and he's fed up. And
Yeah.
not only with this, but high school too. I was working a high school game with him, and one of the fucking smart ass coaches, he's like, "You got a kid on this team?"
Yeah, that's passive aggressive. I know what that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Got a kid on this team or something?" And I said, "Get the fuck out of here!" I pulled Chris out of here. But you know, I was talking about the outside corner, and parents are telling they think, but the catcher's in the fucking box. I
Yeah.
says, you know, I could call a game, not bragging on him. I could call a game without a plate. I really could. I don't need sometimes play. I don't even fucking. You see me? I don't play.
Yeah.
I use the catcher's box. You know what's a fucking strike and what's not a fucking strike.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And and they tell the kids, scooch up, get on the plate. Or even here in your league, get on the plate, get toes on the line. All you're gonna do is get fucking jammed up because those
Yeah.
pitches are fucking strikes.
Yeah.
It's just some asshole thinks they're fucking outside.
Yeah. Well, and especially too when if it tails out, right? If it tails out, it's like, well, it's not where you caught it; it's where you crossed, right?
It's where it crosses,
Right.
but it's tough. A lot of it's presentation.
I agree with that too.
And if you do this shit,
Yeah.
I can't. Even though it hit here,
Yeah. I
I
agree.
can't give it to you because I'm gonna get screamed at. I told a kid the other night, and he went down with it. And I was like, that ball hit at the knees, but you brought it out of the zone, and I'm not getting yelled at by that asshole back there.
Yeah.
So next time, I tell him strong hand, stick it,
Stick it.
stick
Yeah.
it, strong hand.
You know, that's what I tell some of these catchers is, and here's the thing: I say this, but I'm not a fucking catcher, right? Because I did
But
it.
you know the game.
I did a couple times, and fuck that.
You gotta
but-
be different. That's why Cheetos. You gotta be a little crazy.
yeah, you do gotta be a little crazy. But I would tell the catcher, I'm like, hey, bro, like I get it, you're trying to bring it back in the zone,
Oh.
but I said you could do everybody a favor if you just. Like, if you're going to bring it over, just bring... Like, if it's an outside pitch, right? Outside pitch, bring it to the corner of the outside pitch.
This is framing.
Yeah.
That's not. That blows my fucking mind. And you don't see it as much with you guys.
Yeah.
But some do, and they'll do this.
Yes.
And I said, what did you just tell me? You told me that pitch was outside.
Side, yeah.
You
Yeah.
thought it was outside. Now sometimes it's on the fucking corner.
Yeah.
And they bring it like
Yeah,
that,
bring it.
and now you fuck me.
Yeah.
Because now I didn't get to look at it.
Yeah.
Now I just think you're trying to cheat me, so now you're
Yes,
not getting it.
exactly.
You know, or this shit.
Yes.
I had
It's like,
some-
no. I'm like, dude, just bring it down a little bit. Just,
This
yeah.
is framing.
It's
This
it's wrist action.
Yeah,
Wrist
that's
action.
it. Just turn it. Because when you turn it, my brain goes, what the fuck just happened? That's a strike.
Yeah.
No, seriously, because I'll be like, I think it was outside. No, wait a minute. You know, and I
Yes.
gotta really, you're working me. You're framing me.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's IQ. That's baseball.
Yes.
This is fucking 10-year-old.
Garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It's garbage. It's like somebody, good job, Jimmy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you ain't no fucking catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Do we got any more games? That's it.
Well, we talked about HHL, so that was a championship. Oh, Kyle Postma, he went yard. I did want to mention that.
Yeah, Redbird. I gotta post that up. That's
For
right.
the Cyclones.
Stewart. Well, oh yeah, that was a big fucking hit. I think he fucking tied it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think with that home run, I remember watching that. I mean, this Kyle Postma just a
Yeah.
fucking beast, man.
He's a slugger.
Yeah, he's a slugger, man. And then he went yard that, and then he went yard the next day, with the Redbirds.
A lot of postponed games, HHL.
Yeah.
Bad weather, I guess. But they did play 5 games on Sunday. You said you got the Cyclones, the Cardinals and the Diablos. That was
Yeah.
a championship game?
That was, they split it into like an A-B kind of thing.
Oh, I
that was
see.
That was the B championship and then the
Okay.
A championship. And that was
Was the-
6-0. They were cruising.
Yeah.
And then 8 in the bottom of the whatever it was. They didn't play. It was 2:45 limit on that game.
Oh,
And then the Tigers and the
Tigers
Stars.
was 10,
Okay.
10-7, I believe.
10-8, 10-8, yeah.
They came back, and then they ran out of time. But the Tigers are the better team. They've been going to Phoenix forever, and they've been together for.
That's cool.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be us one
It's
day,
gonna be
Cody.
you.
That's
gonna
it.
be
Yeah,
you.
right.
It's gonna be you guys.
Cyclones beat the Expos 6-3. I'm assuming that's 35.
That's 35 and over.
Yeah. And then the Hooks, that's probably open, beat the A's 7-3.
Okay.
That's the same league, actually. That's the same.
Is it?
Yeah, the A's are out there. Yeah, they used to play at Meyer Park or
What about?
Oakland.
Yeah, there's what's it, Desperados and Roughnecks? What is that? Is that open division? The Roughnecks won 15-11, so I don't know.
I can't. That's the same league too. That's the same league too.
Okay.
That's the same league too. 30, I
So-
think that's all 35.
Let me ask you: Have you been here in the last 5 years? It just seems like baseball around Houston, men's league, has just kind of exploded, right? I know a lot of them have been here, but it seems like
Oh yeah.
a lot of them, they're getting bigger, they're getting more competitive.
Uh-huh.
Would you say that there's a lot more games now than there was,
Oh, yeah.
5, 6 years ago,
Oh,
7
yeah.
years ago?
I honestly, I strongly believe it's because of the Astros.
Yeah.
At baseball in this area. But I've been here, I came here, I guess, 2011 to this area. I was in San Antonio for a bit from New York. And I walked, I thought, oh, I'm in a major league park. I'm like, what the fuck is this? $5 to get in. There's nobody here. You know what I mean? Nobody cared about baseball.
Right, I agree with that.
Where's this?
The Astros, I'm talking about.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
you.
like
I'm with you on
about
that.
11 years ago.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at the lineup. Nobody's hitting over 214.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, who are these kids?
I used to love those games because you could just fucking do
Well,
whatever.
that's what I got the kids, and
Yeah.
we're on the dugout, and I was like, nobody fucking move. We're gonna go to the bathroom. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the dugout for $5. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But it ain't Yankee Stadium. It ain't shit. I'm a Mets fan. I hate the, but it ain't. New York's a little different. You know.
Yeah,
baseball.
of course.
And I said this when the Astros won in 2017. I go, this is gonna be bad for umpires because now everybody started watching. Nobody watched baseball before. Nobody fucking knew the rules. Now everybody. Now grandma fucking watched 3 fucking playoff games, and she knows the rules better than me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it has exploded. I mean, on a youth level, at your guys. I mean, we even talked about a certain manager that was going to pull out of the league if a certain umpire umpired.
Yes.
Corey, and and it was only 7 teams, 6 teams in the league. So,
We see who won that battle.
Yes.
but also, now I looked at the standings. All of a sudden, there's 17 games and nobody gave a fuck. Dude, go ahead. You know what I mean? Because there were 17 teams in the league.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
there's 6 teams in the league, hey, I can't have 5 teams in the league. Bobby, go umpire somewhere else.
Right.
You know, which is no
Right.
problem because there's a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
But as it exploded, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, well, look, even, Christ, Saturday league, Sunday league, Friday league.
Yeah. No
weekday
shit.
league.
I mean, there's
you
all kinds of.
It used to be just Joe's league and Adam's league.
Yeah.
And the only reason, as an umpire, we know, Joe's league pays at the plate, Adam's sells you your money. So I get to the plate, I'm like, anybody got any cash? No, this is Adam's game.
That's how you can tell.
And
That's
Joe's league, they're handing you fucking 75. Now it used to be 70. And now they give us 75.
Yeah, and that. I mean, that definitely. I mean, we had one guy on our team that I fucked up and picked in a tryout because he looked athletic, and I seen his trash ass swing at D-bat, and I'm like, hey, bro, like, when's the last time you played? Like, you know. And I think Omar, you had said, hey, he's probably fucking playing because he's seen the Astros win the World Series, right? And I'm thinking, I'm laughing like whatever. I suggested, hey, when's the last time you batted or whatever? And he's like, what do you mean, like before last week? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, that was my first time. What the fuck? And it was because the fucking Astros won. He goes, I can fucking do it too.
Have you seen that developmental league they're doing on Sunday now?
Yeah.
Hardball 365.
Yeah.
God bless them. I can't do that. I really like if there was a bridge, I would have jumped off. I mean, so blue. It's 3 strikes, isn't out.
Hey, you say we're ending up on the 55? No, we're going to get demoted to that.
I stood back there. I just had my hands on my nuts, and I just stood there like, please don't fuck. Because the every catcher missed every fuck. God bless them. I'm not saying, but they told me before, so don't yell at nobody. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're going to ask you stupid shit. You know, because you ask me a stupid fucking question, I'll let you know what the fuck.
Yeah, that definitely.
And the pictures, and I'm explaining like we stopped walking people. We're like, I'm walking to the mound okay, you got to come set.
And I noticed that.
And it's okay, and they're learning, and it's okay, and it's, but I can't do that. I just can't. I can't. I would rather die.
Right. You know, we and that was kind of. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lie. I feel like that's a really good move by Adam.
Well,
right? Because there's exactly.
Hey, we'd like to give you this money. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, keep it.
Because it was. No, you know what? Here's what's crazy. He was leaving there was a lot of money being left on the table because what I do like about HBA is that there is legitimate tryouts. Like,
30 guys walk home.
Yeah, 30 guys walk home with sad faces. Yeah. And some of those guys I recognize, like, motherfucker, did I just see you last?
And they're not bad.
They just didn't make it, right? So they're like, hey, let's make another league for you guys to go in there.
That's fine, and that's okay. I'm just saying this, I'm part of, I can't on Saturday do 5 college showcase games with kids thrown in the mid-90s, and now a guy's throwing 13.
Yes.
I can't.
How do I don't know.
No, and it fucks you up.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I can't do like little kids sometimes. Like if I know I got a big, matter of fact, Todd ended up doing the plate, but I thought I was supposed to do the plate. We had the hot shots, and the
naturals.
And the naturals. And we had a doubleheader on Thursday at Katy Pony. And I was like, I was gonna do them. I can't do both. I was like, because I owed them some games. I was like, I can't do the little fucking kids and then do that. It's gonna fuck me up. You know what I mean? Because you're seeing gravity take a ball.
Yes.
And now you're seeing an 88 mile per hour slider.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can't. It fucks your eyes up. You know?
I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm with
even
you.
sometimes in your league, like there's like some guys. I saw more on Sundays, but you'll have a pitcher that throws really fucking hard, and you'll have a pitcher that doesn't. I got to break it down in my head where I got two different games here.
No, you're 100% right. That's how I am as a player because I do play on Sundays and I do play on Saturdays, and I used to play in HHL, and it's like, okay, what I started doing was just scooting around in the box, right? If I'm on Sunday, I'm way in the back. If I'm on, Saturday, I'm probably like in the middle, and then some other ones right in the front, right?
It is
a different game.
It's a different game. The guy's throwing, 60s, 70s, and the guy's throwing mid 80s.
Yeah. I agree.
It's you got to adjust your, and sometimes you just bring a guy in, it's so much faster.
Yeah. Because like you said, the ball, the gravity takes it where you guys pitch faster. Where it's like it just barely drops a half inch or whatever.
One guy from the Panthers, Kyle, the catcher.
Yeah.
Big Kyle. And you ever seen him pitch?
Oh yeah,
He's got
faced
a
him.
cannon.
Yeah.
And Pedro, big lefty, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro.
Me and him were tight now, but we had a little thing. He's in the box. And Dale had been pitching. Dale throws about, 38?
Yeah.
And he brings in Kyle to close. And Kyle throws one on the inside corner. And Pedro fucking bails out into the dugout. And he goes, "You ain't called that all fucking night." I said, "You ain't seen that all fucking night." And he goes, "Good point, Bobby." But, I mean, when you see a guy throwing like Dale, and Dale, God bless him, he makes it work.
Yeah, he does. Same thing with
drop down, and they'll fucking come here, and 38, and then they'll throw a fastball that's 45, but it looks 85. Because,
right. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck was that?
He knows what he's doing.
But then you bring in fucking Kyle with that fucking cannon. And even like I was like, oh shit! But I mean, it was just funny the way he said this. Like, and he said, and they tried to Bob, you ain't called that all night. I said, you ain't fucking seen that all night.
And it's 100% truth,
no,
man.
it is. It is.
And my speech to people like that is, you should have hit the first 2 strikes. We wouldn't have this conversation if you hit them, right? And whether you foul it off, like you missed it, right? Like you saw it coming down the fucking pipe, and you missed it. You knew where it was coming, and you fucking missed. You fouled it off, right? So now you put yourself in a fucking position where you're gonna leave it up to the umpire. It's your fucking fault.
Matter of fact, that game. What do you think about? I was going to propose to my girl. I was going to eject her and propose to her. I set it up already with Dale and the other manager, my partner. And I was at Spring Spirit.
Oh, okay.
I had the ring in my fucking pocket behind the plate the whole fucking game. And I was going to be like, "Who the fuck said that? You're out." And I was going to fucking propose. She fucking fell asleep and never came to the fucking game.
Oh,
damn.
And
I was like, wouldn't that have been a cool fucking proposal?
Hell yeah, it would have.
Would have been like, cause she would have been like, what the fuck? And then boom,
She would have made you go viral, Bobby.
That would have been fucking great.
Yeah,
right?
it would.
So I did it on the beach. We took her to Galveston a couple days later. I did it on the beach.
Nice.
But I thought that would have been a great fucking night.
That was.
Like, remember that time I ejected you? And then, but I was nervous that I had a fucking rock in my, I died in my fucking pocket behind the plate. Could you fucking imagine?
Yeah, you break it or you drop it or something. Yeah.
Then I felt stupid of like, she's gonna fucking show.
That's fucked up. That's how much she cares about you.
Yeah, right. You still on there? You hear that story?
She should be up there, right?
Yeah.
She fucked up. We had the Reynosa brothers. They did HHL had 1 year where we did the All-Star game at Minute Maid Park.
Okay.
And they gave it to the Reynosa brothers. And I don't think he run the team yet, but we had this Paul. Paul was the manager there for the Twins. He always would be chirping at the umpires. Always. They could I'm like, dude, and he'd be chirping about the dumbest thing.
Even at the All-Star game?
So here's the thing. When we went up there, I went to the Reynosa. I said to Philip, I said, hey, you know how we're trying to hit the Crawford boxes, right? I said, your guys' home run is throwing somebody else. So why don't you throw fucking Paul out of the game?
Did he do it?
Paul never chirped, but he did tell Paul, hey, Paul, come on, man, let me say something so I can fucking throw you out. So I can say I threw somebody out of the Minute Maid Park.
Right.
So
I've never worked. That's the only place I haven't worked locally.
Really? We only got to do it once, man.
Yeah, I've done Rice, UH, Skeeter Stadium.
Yeah.
Everywhere big here. What's the Sam Houston?
Yeah.
I've been there, but the only place locally that I want to do it. But we have so few games.
No, it is.
It's expensive. They bang. They bang. I know the Skeeters banging it too.
They too. But if you think the Skeeters are,
yeah.
And especially now that that they're being taken over by the Astros, the Skeeters are fucking.
Oh, so they're probably.
Yes. So, but that one game we got to do was fucking cool, and it everything was on the line because everybody, trying to go yards,
awesome.
right?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
You're playing on best fields. And I know it's a replay. I know you know Ronnie, right? Ronnie was catching. Ronnie's the only guy, back when I used to steal a lot, was the only guy that I thought about, like, hey, I got to get a good jump because he's going to fucking throw me out. And Ronnie knows I go on the fucking first pitch, and Ronnie does a fucking pitch out, and I faked like I was going, and I said, nah, fuck you, you're not throwing me out in fucking Minute Maid. I know that's what you want. I want the stolen base, but you're not throwing me out, motherfucker.
Ronnie's my age.
Yeah.
Ronnie's still playing 30. He refused. He don't play with the old guys.
No, he doesn't. No, he'd be I mean, he's
He'd be a fucking starter.
Yeah, he would. I mean, he'd just be fucking.
You know, there's different rules in that league.
No.
First game I do, fucking guy hits the ball to the fucking outfield, and they throw him out at first base, so I bang him. Everybody goes ape shit. If it's a legitimate base hit, like through the infield, it's cool. Because some of these guys that can hit, but they're going down the line like this. So that's one of the rules. You can't now if you try for 2 or 4. We had one the other day, a forced to second, like hit the ball, hit center field, and the guy couldn't make it to second. I mean, some of these guys are 75.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That's an out. Because I had to think, can I call him out? And I punched him. It was fine. But if at first base, if you get it through the infield, like a legitimate like baseball hit, you got first base.
Is that written down somewhere?
It's written down somewhere. Also, courtesy runners can't steal, but if a pass ball or a ball gets away from the catcher out of the dirt, they can advance. Otherwise, they can't advance. So you can't steal. So it's funny, a courtesy runner will come in, a big guy on first, and they won't even hold him on with nobody out. Pitcher go from the wind up.
So I played in a 40 and out, and I noticed that what you just said and that's why for me it wasn't for me. I'm like, bro, like I know I'm old. I think the time was like 38, 39. I know I'm old, but this ain't for me yet. I'm not there yet because the game was so slow. I'm fucking running the bases like I'm looking like fucking
it's like
Usain Bolt. Yeah, I'm looking at Usain Bolt. But the guy hit one to right field, and he kind of like bobbled the ball. And he's like sitting there like, oh, I can't get to it. And, everybody was like mad at him for not throwing the ball. And he let his friend or whatever get to first base. But I guess maybe they made it a rule now because this was a few years.
It's a rule. They can't. This was like when I first.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't mind doing them so often. I can't do them all the time. It's just because it is kind of like you said, it's just too slow.
Too slow.
And it's just like but I know those guys, and it's okay. They're nice guys.
No, and that's what's beautiful about Houston, right? There's a baseball team or league for you, right? If you're new to the thing, you got 365. If you want to get some like if you're way up there in the competition, you're doing Coastal, you're doing Obrera, you're doing Sundays, and then the next and Saturdays just right up there, Fridays nights is up there too. So, but there's a level of your playing skill, whatever you want, whatever day you want, you can do it. So
Houston baseball, like you were asking, it is just, especially now, 2011 or 10 years now I've been here, and it's fucking exploded.
A lot of work. I mean, that's good.
And
yeah,
you see it too.
It just rains too fucking much. I hate it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
So
do we have any fields turf? No,
Springfield.
North and Christian's only in the.
No, none of it.
No, around the plate is. No, that's dirt.
No, it's all dirt.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Spring Spirit is the
Spring
only.
Spirit is the only.
And of course Premier. I've only played one game in Premier.
Okay.
Because it's expensive.
Well, it's expensive, but they do those tournaments and.
That's where the money is. I mean, we're not going to pay tournament money.
You don't see me for a while. I'm there now. I'll make. I'll do 6, 7. I work. Like this weekend, I have 14 games. I think I got a fucking 11-year-olds. I don't mind it. I love working with kids and I help them out.
Yeah.
But it's the fucking parents.
Yeah, of course.
It's the fucking parents.
They think they're Jared Jeters up there and shit right there, right?
2 things. One, they think every game is the 7th game of the World Series. They don't understand. There's fucking 14 games today.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they think Jimmy's going to the fucking pros.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's not.
Jimmy's not. You can see Jimmy like, nah.
Jimmy's working at Exxon.
Hey, man, yeah.
If you buy 2, you get 1 free.
Hey,
Jimmy's got the nicest shit in the dugout, right? But he's the worst guy.
The funniest line, and I keep saying this, and we say it every time, is do you even like baseball? Like when we tell it to each other, like we'll fuck up something or you don't run something. I'm like, do you even like baseball, bro? and we
not today.
Not today, right? So you could always use that with a little 11-year-old. Like, do you even like baseball, man? Like, what the fuck are you doing here, right?
We encourage you to use it.
Yeah.
You guys, I see you guys all the time. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
Like Omar.
Yeah.
And tell Omar I'm gonna see him in the Octagon. We're gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna put him on that.
Heck yeah, dude.
But you know, and Cheeto, and that's how it's fucking supposed to be. Honestly, when I had that little fucking thing, I was like, man, I have so much fun with these guys. You guys, a couple of teams, like it's you know, I'm fun. But then you know, it is what it is.
It
that's
is
the way it's supposed to be. Having fun, playing ball, getting out, you know.
Yeah, getting out. That's what I'm saying. I don't take anything that happens on the field personally. You're not trying to ring me up because you don't like me. It's just, hey, you saw that as a strike, and it is what the fuck it is. I gotta just deal with it. So
I don't think I ever rung anybody up personally. I'm trying to think. I did one time.
Carlos?
No, it was actually a high school game, and it was a JV game before the varsity game, and the stadium was full.
Yeah.
And it was down in Htown, and the kid, they only had 9 players, and the pitch was right down the cock. I mean, right down the cock. And the kid turned around to me, and he goes, puts fucking both hands in the air, and I said, son, you're about to learn a lesson. And the ball was like, it's one of the pitches. It's like, and it was like here, like at the letters. So I'm like, I'm gonna bang this one. But as it got 3/4, it took off. So I'm already in my fucking dance, and the catcher jumped up and fucking caught it. Oh. And I'm like, and the whole fucking stadium was like, and the coach, like I said, coaches you got to be cool with because they're teachers and they know they're not gonna come out and curse you out like in the men's league. Because they curse you out, boom, I'm running it, and you're going to Austin.
Yeah.
You know? I don't want to argue balls and strikes, but Jesus, what was it? And I said, I'll talk to you between innings. I was like, we taught an important life lesson there.
That's cool, dude.
And but I had to. But I wouldn't have done it if. But it's like I swear, you know what I mean. That running high fastball.
Yeah.
The catcher was like, it's going to be a little high, but I'm going to bang him. It's perfect.
Because you're already in the.
And I'm already turned and starting my fucking, my fucking arrow. And I was pulling the arrow, you know?
Yeah.
And the fucking pitch took off, and it fucking, like, the catcher had to jump to catch it, and I rung him up. And everybody just was like, and I remember his parents like, we had that on video. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, cool. No shit. Tag me in the post.
Yeah, like,
just tell them it crossed, but then it just ran up.
When it crossed the batter, it was in the strike zone.
Hey,
give him one of them, right? It's not where, what did you say before? It's not where it lands, it's where it crosses.
Yeah.
We were in the tournament, and I didn't see the pitch, but everybody said the fucking ball like almost fucking rolled across home play, and it rung up Omar. And you know, me and Omar talk shit to each other, and I told Omar, I said, that was a great fucking pitch, man. You see, it was like a belt high, and then it just fucking broke, bro. Like as across the plate, broke. I don't know what you guys saw, and he's just looking at me like, man, fuck you. I said, no, fuck you you got to walk of shame. I said, you should have hit the first 2 strikes.
It's impossible. It's hard to call a pitch. I have a daughter, she's a pitcher, and I taught her to throw a palm ball. And I swear to God, she wasn't very fast, so you got to get this down.
Yeah.
To throw batters off. You could read Wilson as it's coming in. I mean, and gravity would cross the fucking plate and drop, and in the dirt. But it would cross the plate at the belt.
Yeah.
And nobody would fucking call it. And I'd be like, don't be afraid to call it. And it's like, I can't call that pitch a strike because it hit the dirt. But I mean, they were strikes.
Yeah.
You know, it was what it was. We won't call that pitch.
The only time, I'll tell you this, the only time I ever said something to an umpire was for our balls and strikes. It was at Northland Christian, and it was, you know who Campbell is?
Campbell.
Desperados.
A lot of, did I see, by face?
He's a manager for the other.
I know, but yeah.
So he was pitching, right? And he's throwing this fucking loopy curveball, right? Now, I'm at the end of the batter's box. Okay? My foot's at the back of the plate.
Back of the box.
Back of the box. So now the catcher has to scoot further back.
It's on him if he touches you.
Right.
It's always on him.
This fucking ball crosses like in my fucking eyes. And the gravity pulls it down and it lands. I mean, I'm not going to argue. It lands fucking right there. Like the guy doesn't move.
There's no way it could cross the plate.
That's my point.
But it lands there.
Yes.
Those are tough on us too, but.
And so.
Did he call us, right?
So he did. And he called the first 2 fucking strikes. And I told Campbell, I'm not arguing that the fucking ball, like the catcher doesn't move up. I'm not going to argue that. But look how far he is and how far back in the box is. There's no way it crosses that slow and land right there. Right? I said, I know what you're fucking doing. So what I did, I adjusted.
You moved up.
No, I fucking tomahawked that motherfucker.
Oh, you went and got it. You went and got it. Yeah.
I said, you're not striking me out, motherfucker. Like you're not gonna fucking do that. So I adjusted. I'm not gonna argue with you and go, hey, that's not strike. fuck it, it's going. Like that's what you're calling. That's what
Well,
the
you
fuck.
know what? That's you got to go get it.
Gotta go get it. Gotta go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what he's doing. It's like he's catching it. That's
Right.
what it is. So, I'm more of the type that, hey, wherever it crosses, and if if it lands in the ground, fuck it. But it crosses.
Those
Right.
are the tough ones on us.
Yeah.
To the crowd, that looks like a fucking strike because you
Yeah.
caught it at your belt.
Yes.
So they want it.
Yeah, they want it.
They
yo.
want it.
Like,
And so
whoa.
some guys will fucking give it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and I'm like, because my own comment to the guy, it's like, you know how far I'm standing back in the box, right? That's all I said to him. You know how I know that's still disrespectful, but I was like, dude, you're gonna fucking ring me up on that shit? Like, oh hell no, dude.
It's funny you talk about bringing people up, just because you know them or whatever, or you just want to teach them a lesson. We had Carlos on here, and he was talking about umpires and this and that, and
Carlos loves umpires.
oh
right,
yeah,
Carlos?
right. So I feel like that was kind of a mistake, but anyway, so we go play a game Saturday. The Pirates.
He goes in on them, man. He goes in on you guys. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck do they do? Do they fucking watch balls and strikes? And
He's like, are they getting better? Are they doing something to get
I had a long
better?
conversation with him about that.
yeah, he went in on you guys.
No,
And so it was us three, me, Lawrence, and Armando. We had a game Saturday. Rhino was behind the plate. Each one of us strikes out looking. Each one of us struck out looking that day.
Yeah, and I looked at it, I was like, you motherfucker. I was like,
I'm not saying it had to do with anything, but never have all three of us struck out looking in one game.
Those pitches have been strikes.
look,
You know what?
I'm,
what? Here's where you take the fifth. Here's where you take the fifth, boys.
I looked at Rhino and I said,
understand.
okay, I got you, boy. I got you. And what did he say? I think he said live lessons, huh? I think he
he say that?
I don't know. Whatever. Message received. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I think that's what we said though. Message received. We got you.
Yep.
I did have one. It was Joe's league, and these kids came in. Did you guys play in that night? You guys never played in that night league, like Tuesday. You guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a few years ago. Where's Schwartz? And it was like a softball team that decided they wanted to play baseball. Young guys. Do you
Yeah.
guys remember that fucking thing? They didn't last.
Oh.
And they were terrible. I mean, they thought they could say whatever the fuck they wanted. And this guy said something to me, and I grabbed the catcher, and I said, "Get out here." The other catcher.
Yeah.
I said, "Get out here." I said, "Fucking catch your ball. I'm gonna call this a fucking strike." And he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I literally grabbed him and pulled him out. And everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, just come out here. And I wanted the pitch to be fucking 3 feet outside and catch it, and I wanted to ring him up. And the fucking kid bounced it, and I couldn't fucking do it.
Oh.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, kid, all you had to do was fucking catch it. And I was gonna fucking, because they were so obnoxious. And
You don't
so-
remember
Yeah.
the team name?
They didn't last, but I remember they were a softball team, and they
Okay.
actually said something about being a softball team on their fucking jerseys. And they didn't. I mean, they lasted like one season.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, him and I, we played in that league for the
Yeah.
last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
It was-
But
it was
it
one of
may
the-
have been
but-
another
It was
open
one of the
division.
night
Yeah.
leagues. It was. I just remember being in Schwartz and like never and like we were like, who are these fucking kids?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, and they said something about softball on their like, who does
Okay.
that? Who does
It could
that?
have been an open
Yeah.
division then.
Yeah,
That's
and
probably what it
they
was.
didn't last.
Okay.
But I did. I swear, and I grabbed the catcher. He didn't know what the fuck. I said, "Get outside now. Get outside." And I said, "You fucking hit him." And I'm just talking just like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
"You fucking hit him out here now." The kid pissed me off. Whatever the fuck he said. Oh, the kid. No, it was at the knees, and the kid told me that it bounced. You know, he's like, because that pitch bounced. And I was like, "What's at your fucking knees?" All right, asshole. And I was like, and the game was at. I would never do that in a situation where it's, I mean, the game was out of hand.
Yeah.
Again, I thought a lesson needed to be taught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Well, like we
That
we
gets
told
me in trouble sometimes.
like we told Rhino, message received.
Yeah.
Like, and Rhino was laughing. He know what he did. But was it? I don't remember if it was Rhino or Philip. But I told you I never caught. The coach thought it was a good idea one day for me to catch. I only bought catcher's gear because I thought it was cool. That's all I did. That's all I did was buy it, right? So he's like, "Hey man, can you catch?" No, I can't fucking catch, right? Yes. Fucking, I'm catching like a hitter, and I'll explain what that means. What that means is, I see a fastball coming down the fucking middle. There's no reason why this ball should hit my glove, right?
He's gonna swing and hit it,
Right? But he doesn't,
and you miss it.
and I miss it.
Does it
And
touch your glove at all?
No. Yes.
That's the worst.
It is.
If you deflect it, you take some speed off.
Yes.
Where does it hit him?
In his thigh.
There's two spots, thigh and forearm.
Yes, and Philip goes, "Motherfucker! If I didn't know, I'd throw you out of here." And I don't blame him, man. And so, and then also, just doing the short that game. I think maybe I did another game. I understood now the relationship between the umpire and the catcher.
Oh, you gotta have rapport.
Yeah.
I'd tell you, first thing I always introduce my stuff. Even if I've had a bad relationship with you or a
Yeah.
bad thing with you, Hey, how you doing, man? Bobby, good to see you again. If I haven't met, or Bobby, nice to meet you. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's start it off good.
Yeah.
I need you. You need me.
Yes, correct. I agree.
And I tell him, I said, you know, so depending who you are, hey, make sure you protect the old man.
Yeah, I agree. No, they
We're
should.
trained. We're trained to stay in there, here, and don't fucking move. We're trained.
Yeah.
I'll move sometimes. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just to
Yeah,
throw it.
I'll move sometimes. That shit hurts.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting paid that much, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I will. We're supposed to stay in there. Sometimes I do stay in there, and boom, you take it right on the forearm. You boom. One time, man, I was a little more jacked than I am now.
No, more, a little bit more than
I was very, very vascular, and fucking catch it don't move, and I catch it right in the forearm, and these veins pop the fuck up, and I'm like this. It really fucking hurts, and I'm forgetting I'm in my 50s. And I push these veins down, and these veins pop up, and this lady puked in the first row.
Oh, wow.
Like, I stumbled over to the fucking, to the things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I pushed this down, and these veins pop. It looked really fucking cool. And then she's like, bleh. I was like, I just made somebody throw up.
Damn. Fucking boss.
Yeah, you can't be showing up with bruises to your competitions, right?
No, you know what? Towards the end, like last year in December when the season was ending, I stopped. Like I begging guys, please do the plate for me. I just can't, because I'm black and blue. It doesn't show good because we got a tan.
Yeah, right.
Shit,
Yeah, tan. Yeah. Gotta look at it.
Tanning's fun. Tanning, you know what they do to you? So you go in it's like a stand-up shower,
Yeah.
and there's these hot chicks, like Hooter girls, right? Yeah, but they're hot. Remember when Hooter chicks used to be hot?
Yes, I agree.
Now they're all 8 months pregnant, But,
Yeah. Or
so
like
they
they've
come
had a
around,
few.
and you put a sock on your cock. That's it. And they spray paint you 3 times. And turn around, and they just spray
Like a
paint.
fucking car.
So
like a
it's not a
car.
machine; they're doing it.
Yeah, but they're doing what thing, and then they rub, and then they, it's,
Oh,
rub,
okay,
rub,
okay.
Make sure
That's a little perk, huh, of a company.
Little thing.
Little perk, okay.
So you
And
ever
you
pull the
just-
sock off?
And then you gotta leave the sock on. You gotta leave the sock on. And then they put you in front of a fan and dry you off, just like to dry the paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
That's cool,
It's
man.
$150 just to get sprayed.
No shit. That's what you got to pay them.
Just
And you,
And that's them putting the sock on.
that's $250.
so good
We're
for
kidding. We're kidding. Honey. We're
Yeah, no
kidding.
shit.
We're
No
kidding.
shit.
I'm gonna get locked out tonight, right?
Right? No shit. He's,
I got a couple couches.
you can cut. Tony don't mind. Tony don't mind. Wait, we got Joe here, man. I haven't seen Joe in a while, man. Hopefully everything's going. I don't know if he's in Houston or he's in Mexico, but Joe.
I've been behind the plate with Joe.
Yeah, I
This
bet,
fucking
yeah.
ball moves.
Yeah, I bet if. Yeah.
Was he? Somebody picked him up? Or
Yeah, he went. So he went to Mexico, play pro ball over there.
okay.
Yeah, they picked him up.
Pueblo.
But he goes to
Okay.
Pueblo. Yeah, he actually got to pitch against fucking Puig.
Did he?
Yasiel Puig. Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I got to watch his first game that he pitched at. He was and I'm watching on Facebook or whatever, right? And it's like Yasiel Puig, like is that a common name? Like
No,
and I'm saying like is that the Yasiel?
No.
And it's like I didn't realize that Reds had let him go and he went over there.
Well, he's up here.
Yeah. I mean, he was a little off,
Yeah.
and yeah, man. I mean, he got him to pop out. I mean, I think it was a
really?
long pop out, but he got him to pop out.
Oh, he come in. I didn't know him, and I'm doing a Sunday game, and he come in, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? 'Cause I don't. You know how it is. I mean, it's just all right. Come on, play.
Yeah.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah, let's play. And all of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, that fucking thing's moving, and it's and of course, that wasn't a strike, Blue. The batter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that was a fucking strike.
Yeah, you just didn't see it.
When guys like Joe come in, that's when I get shit.
Yes.
Because all of a sudden, they don't want to blame themselves that they can't hit him. It's
They
on me.
blame you. Yeah, it's on you,
Because
yeah.
I'm just like, but it's a fucking strike.
Do you like seeing that, right? I mean,
It's so easy.
that should be
if everybody
exciting,
pitched
yeah.
like Joe, the game is fucking easy too.
Yeah.
And it is exciting. It's because you're seeing good shit.
Yeah.
But it becomes easier. It's tough when a guy's missing and he's missing. Worst fucking thing ever. Guy misses up 3 feet in the dirt. Now he's 4 inches off the plate, but it almost looks like a fucking
Yeah.
strike. Now they want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
come on, Blue. What the fuck?
But
it's still a ball.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
you can't give in, right?
But you can't. I mean, it's not a strike. I'm not giving the other. When it's so bad, it's 3 feet in the dirt. 2 feet off the plate. Now there's that one pitch that's fucking close, but it's still not a fucking strike. But it looks like baseball again.
But it's ball 4, right?
It
It's
is.
ball 4.
But you know what I mean? It's
Okay, yeah.
But then it's on me. All 4 pitches that fucking missed are on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the reason why he
Yeah.
walked because he was about to make his comeback, right?
Yeah.
No, it's the same thing when I'm sitting in the field, and my fucking pitcher walks like 3 or 4 fucking guys, right? And then I get lulled back there. Hit me a routine ground ball, gets fucking by me. You fall asleep.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh shit, I missed it. Now 3 fucking runs scored, and it's all I'm. Bitch, you just fucking walked everybody, and I'm fucking asleep back here.
Fielders, umpire, everybody loves a guy to throw fucking strikes.
Yeah.
That's why when the game starts and the guys some guys that don't start well.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
You're watching the warm. You're picking up all the warm-up pitches.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man, come on. Because when it starts like that, it's even worse. Because then guys don't get engaged in the fucking game.
They don't.
They're throwing strikes, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, everybody's
All right,
engaged.
now we're moving. You're moving your bodies. You're making plays.
Yes,
You're not
yes.
back on your. You're not back on your heels. You know?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
And that's it. So.
You got anything else?
Man, I think we extended ourselves.
We
But
did.
it's so easy. You got stories,
We had fun
and
tonight.
it's just
We
fun
had
to hear that.
tonight.
The last thing I want to say.
Where are the strippers? I was told to be
Right,
and
shit.
a buffet. They lured me here. There's
With a
strippers
buffet.
and a buffet.
We cannot put them on camera. So.
I got a monster and a warm water. That's what I got.
that's your party gives, right? The last thing I want to say to you guys, I know it's already fucking late, but this was definitely a good podcast. Is one, the Hot Shots and the Hot Shots and the Ramones are playing this Sunday. Time and location has yet to be determined, so look for that either on Just Off the Plate or the best baseball in Houston.
That is the
page.
championship game?
Championship game. It's a doubleheader this Saturday, and then we have the
Sunday or Saturday?
I'm sorry, Sunday. And then of course we have HBA's playoffs on Saturday, and then we have the championship game, Hot Shots versus the Cyclones on Friday, which will be a Northern Christian 7.
This Saturday. So now you got 4 games. Then you have the semis when? Next Saturday?
Yeah.
I don't think so because that's
That's Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving
I'm just
weekend.
wondering how long is that going to run then? So then,
it's going to go into
December
December.
4th, December 11th. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're just going to go. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know. We've talked about that. We don't know unless hopefully Adam doesn't do a double header.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh no! You mean the championship team?
Well, like
No, that was
the
Joe's-
semifinal, and then
Joe did that, and you know what happened? He tried to do this. I was on the games at 35 and over league on Sunday,
Yeah.
and it was supposed to be at Northland, and they were doing the semis and then the championship after.
Yeah.
And then but then it rained, and they moved us to what's that park? Meyer Park.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking lights. So we go over there, and I'm supposed to have, the semi and the championship, and I'm like, how the fuck we gonna play the championship? We got no lights. So then they because of everything that happened, they played the championship in like 3 weeks. Like the A's and the Giants.
Yeah.
Or the A's and was the A's and somebody, I forget.
Yeah. I can't imagine there being a game on the
Not
the weekend of
Thanksgiving. You can't have
Thanksgiving,
a
yeah.
Thanksgiving week.
I mean, I
You
don't
shouldn't.
think anybody's
no,
going to show up.
he cannot.
You
Yeah.
should not, but we'll keep everybody posted on that. The other thing that I want to say is shout out to the Royals. That's who I play with out there in Florida. We won 2 of the 5 games. We've talked about tournament ball. Definitely, you guys got to look into it, man. If you don't do tournament ball, look into it. One of the cool things, you get to meet new people. You get to be. I've never been to Cocoa Beach. Okay, never been to Cocoa Beach. That was cool. But here's what's fucking really cool. The day we show up is the day they're launching a shuttle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you went down there for
Dude.
that. That's cool.
It was fucking cool. Have you done that? Have you watched the shuttle launch?
Just on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you gotta fucking see it. I didn't think I needed to see it, but you need to see it.
So well, you saw it like. What do you mean? You saw it like take
Yeah,
off?
we
Some
saw the-
bitch took off.
like we were like so Space City, Kennedy Space Center is right there, right there,
yeah.
right there.
Canaveral or
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly,
right.
right. So the Airbnb we're at, the lady goes, hey, I work at the fucking Space Center, so they're gonna have a launch tonight. You guys came at a perfect night, but with it's already been postponed 3 or 4 times. But the weather's looking pretty because it was pretty bad.
Right,
It was like really
it's got to be perfect.
perfect, right? Even though it really wasn't perfect that night. That night it was like I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, dude, I came all the way from fucking Houston for a cloudy night, cloudy, right? And it's supposed to be perfect weather over there. So we go. She goes, hey, go to this place, and where we were at is by the beach, and we're 12 miles away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these people lining up, cars in the car. We actually somehow got into line to go to the launch, and the guy's like, "I'm here to watch launch." He goes, "No, like almost like get the fuck out of here, like you're wrong, you're wrong. So we go to by the beach. We get off, it's me and Omar, right? And then everybody's like all excited. Hey, do you know how to do this? You know where it's going to be? And it's like, I've never seen it before, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're not going to fucking miss it, right? Like, it's like, you're not going to, you're going to fucking see this motherfucker, right?
Thing.
Yeah, it's a huge fucking
fire.
thing. Yeah. So we got this old couple, and she's like narrating, hey, you're going to see this, you're going to see that. And I'm like, you see that over there? And I was like, yeah, it's right there. And it's supposed to leave like at 7:03, right? And I look at my watch, and I'm like, it's 7:03. I guess it's not fucking going. Then all of a sudden, this fucking light just goes, and here's the thing. Here's what's fucking trippy. You don't hear the fucking noise till about 20 to 30 seconds after. So this motherfucker's like almost like up at your eye level before you hear the fucking noise, right? So I'm just going like, it's almost like if you have Bluetooth and shit and you're watching a movie, like it's like a lag, right? And I'm going, what the like I couldn't my mind couldn't comprehend it. Like, what the fuck is going on here? It goes up and then you hear just the rumbling, and dude, it looks like a fucking sunset. Like it just fucking, yeah, boom. And like, oh shit. And then because it was clouds, you could see it peaked. Like the clouds just look fucking surreal, right? Because you see the flame coming through, and it was. I didn't think I had to do it, but I'm telling everybody right now, fucking do it. If you can fucking do it, fucking do it. Like, I didn't think I had to see that shit. Shit was fucking cool, man.
The speed of sound is slower than speed of light.
Yes,
that's what's interesting.
It is. It was fucking weird. Now I had a chance by accident again, fucking 20 years ago, catch a shuttle coming in. I happened to be at the Air Force Base, and that sonic boom, it's crazy. Like, you see the shuttle, all of a sudden it hits the fucking atmosphere, whatever fucking causes that boom, and all the fucking dude,
breaking that,
and it all the car alarms, everything. I mean, it sounds like a fucking explosion. Like, they say people's windows break sometime. So I was like, I wasn't sure. Like, that sonic boom wasn't like the launch. The launch was more of a rumbling, but it was just weird to watch. Like, how come I don't fucking hear anything? But it's crazy because I was expecting, like you see on TV with the lights and the shit.
Right.
I mean, there might have been one light way over there, but like you couldn't see the shuttle, even though you could see the shuttle. They didn't have enough lights there to light the whole thing up or whatever. But I'm thinking I'm gonna see red lights and
it's probably just a bunch of gas.
And then just fucking goes, man. It was fucking cool. Awesome, so that's one of the cool things about doing these fucking tournaments. If you've never done them, you get to do these things that you've never done.
You wouldn't be able to do at home.
Yeah, sure, you wouldn't be able to do them. The other fucking thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is, so the tournament didn't go so well, right? So you usually plan to be in the championship, and it's like usually, you play your 5 games, and then
seems to be happening recently.
Right, very. But at least we won 2 games, right? So two of the 5.
1 and 5.
Yeah, so we got 2 and 5. We got one more game than last time, and cool things happened. One, there was fucking rain, right? So they had to push the games. Like we had a doubleheader on a Thursday, and Friday we're supposed to play, and it got rained out, and so we got pushed out. We were supposed to play on turf, and we got pushed out by a softball tournament. Like kind of like either they got double booked or they paid more money. Like, fuck you guys, get the fuck out of here, right? And so
our balls are bigger,
literally, right? And so then they say, hey, postpone. The rain's here because it rained the night before, right? So we played it for a second. So then they say, okay, you're gonna have a game at fucking 5, and you're gonna have a game at midnight.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Midnight. Now, this is
any cervezas in between.
So there was a 5-hour wait. There was a 5-hour difference. So that made it kind of worse, right? Now the third game was cool because we were at a stadium, and it was turf. So that was cool. It was cool. We had our stadium game, USSA or something like that. Badass fucking expensive. It looks like really expensive just to even fucking be there. I mean, people got to pay to get in there and all that stuff and shit, right? We got to play there. Then the midnight game was just kind of cool because you're playing at midnight, like 12:15.
That is
all right. And then we don't finish the game till like 2:30 in the morning or some shit like that. And by then the fog starts to come in, and I took some cool pictures. It was very eerie. Like you could.
It's a different time of
night.
Like
the fog was coming in. It was cool.
The sea fog.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. It could have been the exhaust on the fucking shuttle. I don't fucking know.
Settling down over the field.
But it was cool. The only thing I didn't fucking like was something weird. They sped up the game. We were supposed to do 2:45, and they ended up doing some weird shit that I've never heard of. Where it was like, okay, it's a 2-hour game, so we went from 2:45 to 2-hour game.
That's a big chunk.
And then here they bring it on more, and no game can start 15 minutes before the 2-hour mark.
2 a.m. mark. You mean?
The 2 hour mark.
So no new inning can start. So basically, you're playing an hour 45.
That's what I said. Why not just call that? And here's the weird thing. Then they say, basically, that's exactly what I said.
There's no way around that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But if you start the inning right or whatever, your middle inning and the main inning and the game goes to 2 hours, they cut it off no matter what. Drop dead. So I'm like, why not just give me the extra fucking 15 minutes? Yeah. Like you already cut me from 2:45.
That's a scam. Umpires do that shit, and I get mad at them sometimes. I don't.
Yeah.
But let's say, no new inning. However you said, no new inning after an hour 45, but we're playing 2 hours. No, so we're playing fucking hour 45.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucked because it changed the game. I mean that game went like that. I think we only went like 6 innings, 5 innings. It was I don't remember. It really sucked. A lot of people were mad.
Money. It's all about money.
It is. But what I tried to balance myself is like they could have just canceled the tournament, right? Or that day, right?
Oh, because then they got to get money back.
Well, and I probably would have. But I also think the cost went up too because I think they're playing in the
field.
Yeah. So I don't know, but at least they got to play. Well, I got to play at midnight, right? Which was fucking like something. But here's the thing.
You're on vacation, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But here it does. Here it is. Now the 5th game, that almost kind of doesn't matter. Like, in order for us to continue, we had to win that game, and then this guy couldn't score that many runs, and that guy couldn't score. Yeah, right. So what ended up happening was not only do we have that 4.
What I do? I broke the shit. I'm sorry. You're too
strong.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. And so then we had an 11. Like we were gonna have an 11 o'clock game after the 2 o'clock game. We were having an 11 a.m. game. Ended up going to 1 p.m. game, which gave us a little bit of a break. A lot of fucking baseball. And then because the tournament didn't go as well we planned, fucking Omar's like, hey, Miami's 3 hours away. so let's go party. Let's go party. So so we're leaving Monday, and this is Saturday night, and so we go out, whatever. But I needed a rest. Mm-hmm. So Sunday we wake up late, and I go, you still want to go? Let's go. I said, fuck it, we'll do an all-nighter. We fucking go 3 hours to fucking Miami, kick it, chill, party over there. And drive back. I don't get home till like 5 in the fucking morning. Sleep for 3 hours. Get our shit ready, and then get on the plane and fucking go. So that's the tournament life. So if you don't fucking do it, I just hopefully motivated you because we got to party in Miami. Never been to Miami, but the most important thing, we saw something that most people don't see in their lifetime. So that shit was fucking cool to me. It was worth what we did over there.
And shout out the organization. Who
it was actually an ABA.
Oh, okay.
It was NABA.
Okay.
So it was NABA was holding the tournament. There's usually in that east side is usually United States Baseball, American Baseball Association, some shit like that. But we actually did the NABA one, so it was kind of fun. Okay. And of course, the umpires were there 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning.
I was gonna say, you know who that midnight game sucks for?
Yeah, the umpires. Yeah,
umpires.
Yeah,
I've been there, and I'm like,
yeah,
shit.
Dude. So it.
That's when everything was starting. They're getting the fuck out of here.
Dude, those umpires were really cool guys, man. I mean, I don't think we had any beef with any of them. I mean, everything was fine. I think it was cool just being 12 o'clock. Who the fuck has a 12 o'clock game? It's not like it went from like 10 o'clock to 12. We started at 12. So we had like the first game of the day. So that's all I wanted to say. Bobby, we're about to close it out. We got 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's crazy. You got anything you're going to say?
It seemed like 10 minutes.
No, it did. It was a good conversation.
It was fun.
It was good conversation. I appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate you having me out here, and I'm glad we did this.
Yes.
Cody? All right, brother.
Yeah, good luck to you in your competition in Phoenix.
I will be introducing myself at plate meetings as Bobby Madama, IFBB Pro. Yes,
hell yeah, I want to see that. Hey, when you do that, give me that wink so I can record when we go up there.
You got it.
You know what I'm saying?
If I see, I'm gonna see if they have it where you can with like
like a live. Yeah.
And I'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll post it up.
It's on Saturday the 11th.
What you need to do is after you get that status, you turn around to the camera and just a little flex.
Yeah, a little flex.
We'll know then for
Adam,
sure.
Just for Adam.
Yeah,
there you go.
Everyone will know.
You know what? And
he's pro now. He's pro.
Motherfuckers will still argue balls.
Yeah, they will.
That'll
never change.
Fuck you. That's a ball. Jesus Christ. Kid.
Jesus Christ. Learn baseball.
Jesus.
You got anything, Cody?
I already said it, but I'll say it again. We are just off the plate because those pitches are balls, and we don't like them.
All right, everybody, good night. For the 5 people that hung on, the 4 people that hung on, I appreciate you guys. Good night, man.
Guys, thank you.
See you on the field.